Hi. I'm almost alive. Almost. Goddamn. I do look dead. How's it going, MB? How's it going today? Happy to see you here. Happy to see you here. How is it going? Almost alive is enough to be alive. True. True. I hope that you're going better. I've looked at your comments like 2 minutes ago. So I hope that you're doing better on that front. But yeah, and you, if I'm not mistaken, you saw your doctor lately, right? Wasn't it like Friday or Thursday that you were supposed to have a follow-up with the specialist? That's good news. Better than the last 2 days, but still didn't do anything. Unless I'm, like, fucking up the dates. I'm trying to keep up, okay? Trying to keep up. Yeah, I guess that's, weirdly enough, I can, like, half relate. And I say half because even if my, daughter, well, I don't know. Did I say it in the message? Oh, I just said daughter is sick. Okay, my daughter had the gastro. So, yeah, that was a fun thing. Yep, I saw the ergo. It was okay. She told me to do nothing when I don't feel well. I guess that's a place to start. Well, I hope that you feel, at least, instead of pushing through as I normally do. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Right. Well, that, like, at some level, that makes sense, right? You, like, oh, goddamn, I'm about to merge 16 discussion at one. So, like, and you're old enough to know this. I'm sure you do, but it's hard to, like, apply it. Acceptance is the most important thing whenever something goes bad or things are going bad. So, like, maybe there's also a part of that with what's going on with you, right? So, yes, for children, we're both parent, and children have it is hell. Well, talking about that, like, I was thinking about this, like, yesterday as it was happening. I felt that it was pretty easy to me. It was, I was doing pretty great. Okay, so oh, okay, I got it. But, like, I don't have the gastro, so of course it's not that bad. I'll probably have it tomorrow, but who gives a fuck? I'm fully conscious that this is what happened. It waits 48 hours, and then I'm the one getting stricken, and it's going to be fun. But like, I feel like I've gauged what my daughter needs and when in these circumstances. So, like, it's gotten pretty easy for me. Like, what I did is I made her a little bed on my side. When you don't have it at the same time, just say yes, absolutely. I agree. C'est être mardeux, clairement. So I made her a little bed on the side, a little comfy bed, and, like, she's kind enough to give me a warning whenever she's about to throw up. And I don't know when your daughter was that age, but my daughter doesn't understand the concept of a vomit bucket, right? So you put the bucket in front, and she's like, "No, I'm vomiting elsewhere. Ain't vomiting in the bucket." But I found out vomiting in my hand. Oh, that's all Gucci. Okay? So that's a hand. Perfect vomit bucket, it turns out. So yeah, I shoveled vomit and always put a clean drape. So essentially each like hour to half an hour. Lol, just like the cat that vomits in the main corridor so that we step on it. True! That's like perfection. My daughter was only vomiting in the toilet. Well, what age range are you talking about? Right? When she was 2? If so, you lucky bastard. Buck wasn't for her. From 2. You lucky bastard. But hey, like, no, not lucky. Why? Why is it unlucky? We had to stay with her in the bathroom all night. Oh, I guess so. Yeah. I guess from that view, that's unlucky. I would agree then. That's not lucky. Oh well, I cannot... At 2-year-old, I cannot let her do that as well. Like, that's not a possibility. She... Like I said, buckets are not for her. But, like, as long as I'm by her side, she'll make, like, some... Start coughing or making some kind of sound, like, a good 5 seconds before. So I go and scoop the vomit, and then I can go on with doing whatever the fuck I did. And I took the day off, of course. So, yeah, I had some free time yesterday. Just have the hand over the bucket. That would be so good, but no, tricking them doesn't work. So, yeah, you keep tissues and the bucket a little bit further. So, you transfer. But yeah, like it's easy. She was right here the whole day, and I would just fucking throw myself to her side each time she would vomit, and then she would like be half awake like that. But now she was camping, true. But now she ate a little bit. It's been over 24 hours since it started for her, so like she's okay now. You know when they start eating again, you know that you're good. You're good. It's going back. It's coming back. So yeah, tomorrow she'll probably be good to go to kindergarten, so that's going to be good on me. But yeah. So yeah. TLDR. I'm a lucky father. In my unluckiness, I'm lucky. So I'll take it. I'm happy. But yeah, today, yesterday, the day before, not a lot of sleep. So yeah, I'm half there mentally. How we doing, fellow chaotic, neutral, good, wacky dumbasses? Sam, to help. True. I know you wanted to say hello, but I like it because it's a mistake that you do so often. It's like your signature move to just yell help at the closest person. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, Sam, TLDR, my daughter had the... It's something that we can say in English, right? The gastro, or the full name, gastroenteritis. And yeah, so yesterday I shoveled vomit. It was fun. But yeah, because of the technique that I described in detail to MB, of all places where this is autocorrect, the YouTube chat should be one of it. True! This is a place where you should need it. The stomach flu. That's a fair way to say it. it's weird because I feel like I've heard more of my members speak, say, gastro in English. Is that a Canadian thing then? That's the generic term in English. Stomach flu. It's rare as fuck that I hear that. If I write that, will I have like... Okay, mostly French. Can I say Canada? Stomach bug, that's one. Yes, yes, that's a common... Well, that's old people way of saying it. Anyway. So. Where was I going with this? Yeah, people most of the time will just describe their symptoms. They're going to say that they're vomiting. So, yeah. Okay, anyway. Anyway. I threw up meme. What? Is this you miswriting it? Oh no, that's a real meme. Maro. I threw. That's a nice meme. Alright, so if I can TLDR everything that happened since the last stream, because I became insane, okay? I was not okay mentally. I don't know what the fuck happened to my mental state, but I was like, fuck it. This is the if I can TLDR what happened, it was fuck it. TLDR, I do not read. You were already. Okay, that's cool. First of all. Ah, shit, I need to share. It might be important. First of all, the keen viewers will see one difference. And that is that we're SSHing in the server. Boom! Rust is feeling vindicated right now. So, yeah, I'm SSHing in the fuck of that server. That also means that I've made like some little runny thing where I have a button to run it. So I can do like this. Boom. I've also set up like the size for the terminal and shit. So that it looks good. Like it's not perfect, but... Rust, you won and you're not even here. But like we've got something going, right? We've got something going. We're doing great. So that's one thing. Now, that's already pretty good because now we can use the debugger from VS Codium. Let me go further. Okay, let me go further. I don't know, did I do it last time? Or... I don't actually remember what I did when. But I rewrote the entirety of the AST type function, which replace AST var declare, AST struct, AST type def, AST function def in one unique AST type. So I fucking rewrote it all for it to work. Now it kind of works, but I got triggered because this essentially worked by reading everything and being able to say, okay, there is a comma here, so it's a new argument in the function. Oh, there's a semicolon here, so it means that it's a new thing inside of the struct. But I'm going to rewrite all of that shit because I feel like this is the... let's be homophobic. This is the gay thing to do, okay? This is gay. I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it. So after doing all of that, I was like, I'm still having some issues with it not detecting things correctly. So I went on and searched how we get the extent for the fields in an enum or a struct, and that's the command, and how we get the extent for the parameters in a function type. That's the command. So my next implementation will be those, okay? So instead of just being like, there's a semicolon here, it must mean that this the end, we're going to just take a look at whatever the fuck this outputs and whatever the fuck this outputs. So with that, we're gonna be Gucci, okay? With that, it's true, it's true. We're gonna be able to pass to the next fucking thing. We're gonna be done with the H files. And you can see that I had a lot of fun here. But, yeah. The word to use in place of that use of it is cursed. Okay. Look. Sam, I'm talking to you, okay? I'm trying to not be an homophobic piece of shit, racist piece of shit as well. But sometime the bandwidth, okay, it's too short. Right now I'm too retarded. It doesn't work, okay? Using ableist slurs as well. Let's fucking go. I'm trying, okay? Is it normal that as a college student you get a message by recruiters that sends job posting visible only through their link? Sounds like a scam. But I also don't give a fuck if you get scammed, you precious little bitch. You lucky little college educated elite. Okay? You 1%er. I'm memeing Stan. I love you. But I'm never letting anybody in IT, anybody in computer science fucking tell me that they're not a 1%. What's that word? That's sen? What? Yes, but you don't want to work for a company that knows that this is dangerous. That doesn't know. That does know. Fuck. I almost never had to look for jobs. Jobs were looking for me. You lucky little shit. Wait, what the fuck? How can you say that? Your generation, MB, is like the most complaining about the job market ever. What? My mind is blown. Maple is an anti-intellectual, so naughty. I am the inverse. I am the anti-intellectual. That's what I am. I am the guy that when there's people planting bombs, instead of diffusing it, I'm throwing it back at them. That's what I'm doing, okay? Where? Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah. The generation, yes. The programmer and other IT people, no. True. Oh my god, true. Yeah, we're pretty deep in refractor hell. Fun fact, I got message on fucking LinkedIn. I thought typical scam, but everything checks, links correct. Run it through VM. Person is a verified recruiter. Pee over the fence at an AI data center. Oh man, people that are raging about like AI data centers, I don't know. Phew. And Stan, by the way, you're still in school. Unless I'm retarded. So, you can chill, okay? You'll get there. I need an internship, my dude. Well then, take it. If you want it. I can read your rage, okay? I can read. I can translate it. Then take it. If you like the easy path. That's good. Just fucking do it. You'll do great, okay? You'll do great. Just don't get... I'm that type, but it's a status part on itself. Just... I'm like that, okay? So I'm saying it for me, but it might apply to you. Sometimes... There's a thing... Oh, yeah, we got this. Sometimes there's a thing... God damn, that's bad. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sometimes there's a thing... And it's a thing that you have to do, okay? To go through. But you don't want to do the thing. So you're gonna make a bunch of reasons to not do the thing. But the truth is that you're torturing yourself with the reason not to do the thing. So just stop fucking thinking and just do, okay? Just don't even think about the thing. Just do. Do, okay? This one is actually... Which company? Just give the fucking name. I'll Google it. And I'll fucking sell it. Ah. There's a lot of... Amazon AI team? Bro, take it, you retard. It's not the devil. It's good. Just... You 1%er piece of shit. I fucking hate you, okay? If you make it big, send me money, okay? No, shut the fuck up. It's not the devil, okay? Stop being cucks. The only devil is not placing the regulation that you want to make it work. Until then, it can rape your resources all at once, okay? Fuck you. Yes, it is. Make your argument, Sam, or else I'll fucking out-debate your ass. There are a lot of job in programming that don't need diplomas, but many jobs do or pay less. Being patient can be good, but being patient leads to stopping. Go for it. True. But MB, hear my mind for this when I'm talking to Stan is that he's like, we're talking about the internship here. That's why I didn't give a shit. Amazon hires and layoffs employee at random. Working for them will give you creds that will help you later, but know that you can be laid off at any time. I would take it in a heartbeat. Yes, and especially if we're talking internship type shit. Like, hi, isn't that the best of world? The layoff doesn't fucking mean anything because you're a fucking intern or some shit, and you still have Amazon on it? Like, isn't that... Anyway, you know what? I know I'm a retard. I know. You don't have to say it, Stan. I'm a retard, I'll say for you. So I'll stop trying to sell you on it. But you should. Have you seen Ben Jordan's video on infrasound? I don't know. Send it. If layoff happened before the internship is over, you might have to start a new one. Well, how long is an internship? Like, are we talking about, like, come on, layoffs within a fucking, like... Well, for how long is an internship? Can we have that value? And I want the answer from Stan here, because... like, it probably varies from countries to countries and place. So if Stan wants to answer this one, I would appreciate. Yeah, Sam, if you can get me the link, I will. I would have to do... I have to do 1.5 month, but it would be at least 6. Yeah, you're good. Like, I don't think that Amazon is retarded enough to cycle through their employee over less than a 1-year time frame. Like, every metric that I've ever known for employing people, if you cycle them through a year, you're losing money. Okay, that's just retarded. All right, let's go check.
Demographic of people who generally get recommended my videos.
Data center behaving like acoustic weapons. Oh man. Do we listen to this? I have not seen it. Like, I know that data centers are way bigger than people think. Like the big one, they are like the supersized one. We're talking about 1 kilometer per 1 kilometer. Like, it's unhinged. Yeah, we can probably go through it. First, treatment of worker, physical one especially. Second, austere... Bro. This is where your brain meets the rot, okay? Unless you are you know what? Unless you are actively killing people, like directly, stop thinking about morality that way. You're talking about government layer shit. Just, you hate Palantir? You hate how they treat their worker? Well then go ask your government to do something about it. That's all. That's, like, you're never changing anything by how you choose your job. But through government, you can actually do a thing. So you know what? If someone invests in fucking deep coal, oil, and like they worked at Amazon as a fucking like giga manager, serial like worker rapist, I'm okay. I don't give a fuck. That's go get the bag, okay? What I want is for my politician to make sure that his investment get beaten the fuck down, okay? That's what I want. I want that person to regret buying oil. That's the plan. Oh, fucking hell, let's go. Let's suffer, okay? What is the retardation that we're gonna get today? Why do we... You know what, let's 1.5 this shit. Let's go. The 2 data centers are being built on my road are 200 by 200 and 200 by 100. Small, I guess. Yeah, that's very small. It's all gonna wash or squash. What the fuck? Oil! Oh, okay. True. Okay, let's go.
Then chances are that you are not a fan of
Whoops. Is this...
You may even hate data center.
It's a little... It's a little low, no? Oh, that's fine.
Yet here you are watching a video that's being streamed directly from one. And here I am, making a video showing you my research and evidence uncovering a completely new way that data centers are harming people's health. And then I'll be uploading this video to a data center. But unless this is what you're watching while you pack a bag to live the rest of your life as a hunter and gatherer, the hypocrisy in our relationship with data centers is unavoidable for the foreseeable future. Over the last few years, while traveling literally tens of thousands of miles by land to explore and record sounds outside of our human range of hearing, I started to notice some troubling correlation.
Their daughter was 6 years old. She started having seizures.
It's not profit over everything, okay? Let's go one step further in your thinking. It is some places in life are the frame where you battle some things. So, politics is there to set the rules of engagement for the moral system of your society. Business is where you make money. Nothing else. Business is not about moral. If you're the kind of retard that go buy some soap because it's bio and like fragrance-free, non-killing animals and what's the word? Cruelty-free and shit. If you're the kind of retard that buys these shits, good on you, okay? But that's just there so that you feel better. You want to make sure that the fucking kitten doesn't get raped for your bar of soap? You make sure that the government enforce that kittens cannot be raped for bars of soap. That easy, okay? That easy. Or else your move means fuck all. Alright. 99% of the time there's some exception when there's like a not globalized, but like when a lot of people are joining in a real boycott, then you can do something, okay? I'm literally carving out the Canada-US thing, but hey. I keep forgetting to call my government reps. I'm not sure if that does much, but I've never tried it, so hey, I'm a retard. Yeah. Like, I think that there's a better... Maybe not a better, that's a strong word for something that I don't really have an opinion about. But like one of the biggest thing that we can do is societally is whenever we speak about things, we like give our ideas, we give our opinion a bit more, we stop being the little retards that are always in the cuck chair, not saying anything. That helps a little bit, okay? That helps a little bit permeate the ideas through society, your small space at a time. Jesus, I love people who actually believe in politicians that do anything. Jesus, I love people that believe that the society that literally gave birth to them, like I can fucking hell, I need to pull the Hitler book, okay? I need to pull all of my Nazi way of speaking to be able to speak in a way that you will feel how nonsensical the statement you make do. Like, fuck. I'm way too sleepy for this. I'm retarded. When we say that politicians cannot do anything and they're not going to do anything about anything, but then we say like culture is a thing and we can like our society as true culture and ideology got some good things and we were better before because of X. And when we say all of these things, we're always speaking of the same fucking thing, which is our society, okay? Our society is governed by a government and a bunch of rules and the politician that actually change or enforce the fucking rule. So if you don't like what's going on right now, you try to change it by putting your asshole in power. And saying that doesn't work just ensures that you will be the retard watching from the cuck chair while your country is getting raped by whoever the fuck decides that they believe in that power and they're going to take it. So go ahead, believe that politician cannot do anything and never does anything, but no matter how you cut it, if you don't like where we are right now, a politician changed it, and if you like where we are right now, a politician made it that way. And if you liked it at any point in the past, a politician got it there. And multiple politicians got it there. So no matter how you cut it, your only way of like saying that this is bad and that politician cannot do anything never is by saying that it was always bad and it will always be bad. And it's like we're going into like permanent torture philosophy. My religion is we're suffering permanently and I'm waiting to die to go to heaven. So if that's your ideology, good for you, okay? So I guess optimistic nihilism, you're right. But kittens are so soft and they are great to ladder the churro. I don't trust politicians are gonna do anything, but off chance is off chance, so I still see or fly to talk with them. Fair enough. You know what? I cannot be the retard that will go defend like lobbyists and also tell you to not try to do the same on your small scale. So, you know what? Power to you. Just to maybe trigger the fuck out of you. Go do what APAC is doing on a small scale. I love it. Okay. No budget APAC. Low budget APAC. I love that. Okay. Let's go. All right. Let's. Oh, I'm such a discriminatory bitch, but fuck this.
Seizures. Walked away from the
So here we believe that politicians get to power organically without lobbying. What do you think lobbyists do? What do you think lobbyists do? You know what? I'll just answer. If you're part of the people that are like, oh my god, the lobbyists are doing X. Well, let me give you news. The lobbyists don't count for more votes, okay? When you give $100 to a lobbyist, it doesn't translate in 100 votes, okay? If it did, I would be a lobbyist right now, please. But no, it doesn't work that way. A lobbyist is there to make sure that their industry doesn't get raped by retard. That's all that they are for. They're there to make sure that someone that is in power is not going to make like a life-threatening situation for their industry without at least hearing the reason why it's really fucking bad what the person is about to do. And I'm saying bad from the point of view of whatever lobby they are. They're not changing the votes. They're not like the people still vote. It's if you don't like the people, if you don't like how the people votes, well, welcome. The people are retarded. And we should disenfranchise more and more people, okay? Disenfranchise. Let's fucking go. We need to. We this should be a religion, okay? We should breathe in, breathe out, disenfranchise. This is what my political movement should be. But hey, at the end of the day, it's all people voting. No matter how much the lobbyist pours money into somewhere, people vote. So if you have a problem, get it to the people. And right now, God is smiting me with light, okay? Here we go. We need to create the lobby of the people. Yes, that's essentially what Sam is doing, so I need to out APAC by being the jolliest little fart everyone loves. True. How did Sam get so much power in politics? He called every single senator and was kind. We should give corporations the right to vote since they are a moral person. You say semi-Joe, but like people have like no concept of what like a corporation is, and when they say like corporation are not people, you're like, bro, where are you getting at? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you think is an argument there? I'm not talking to you, MB. I know that you're smart enough to not fall into that. I'm going to maybe change your phrasing a little bit, Stan, because I think you did some mistake. But if I'm a retard, you can call me out, okay? We started from a place that I don't like X. You said that to change X, I should get into power. We both know that without retarded amount of money, I disagree, and basically marketing is impossible to get to the people. Okay, I got you, brother. I got you. So what you are saying is if I don't have, let's get some fucking colors there, okay? If I don't have dollar bills, I cannot get seen by the people. Okay, I cannot get seen by laser eyes. The people, so I cannot get I wanted to do a drawing, but it's a bad idea. I cannot get elected to the government. Okay, that's the idea. Well, let me spoil you, my friend. Let me spoil the shit out of you. A lot of movements end up with almost no money at all, and they do get a lot of vision, and they do end up in government. You know why? Because if whoever the fuck is here, whoever is in power or is in your local seat or whatever, is not doing what people wants, you coming in, even without money, even without like some crazy recognition from a bunch of... You coming in and saying what the people wants to hear will get you elected. Which movement? Asking out of curiosity. Which movement? I mean, I cannot talk for Poland, okay? I cannot talk for Poland. I could say in Canada, we could talk about the Green Party. We could talk about the 16th time the Conservative fucking recreated themselves. We could talk, like, the Green Party didn't, like, get very big, but they started somewhere. I mean, they have an oversized power on what the fuck is being talked about. Like, what do we want to talk about? Like, do we want to talk about... Well, maybe the CAC is not the best example, but it was mostly a big work of people that actually believed in something new. But like, you can find these. You can find these so easily. Just think about the newest political movement in your country. Bloc Québécois, well, okay, yes, we could say, like, there's no corporate angle to the Bloc Québécois, but the reason why I'm not naming them is because the Bloc Québécois, even if it's a people's movement, we could say, it's going to get bankrolled by retards no matter what, right? So, like, they're going to get money because people in that movement are crucially dumb, and that's just how it is. But like, those movements happen at a small level. So here, like I was talking about a whole ass parties, right? Like at the party level. But we could see within parties, right? So within the Liberals in Canada, there's different clan, and these different clan will kind of try to fight for the most attention, fight to be the one that dominates the party. And these are often like grassroots things. It's a provincial interest at the federal level. Yeah, thank you for the explaining. It's the independence movement. They had some impact, even without being in the majority. Yes, and that's there too, right? We can idolize the highest office, but at the end of the day, 99% of the decision that affects your life, well, I don't know for the Polish system. Hey, I'm gonna say, I don't know for the Polish system. But 99% of what affects my life in Canada is done at the city or the provincial level. The federal actually has very little that they change in my life. And Trudeau was exceptional in that he actually made it so the federal did way the fuck more to change my life, which I appreciate, but that's not the norm. Yeah, mostly paid by Americans or German via NGOs. Oh my god, not governmental organization. Yes, the next boogeyman. What the fuck does... okay. Okay, let's grant it. Let's grant it. You have an NGO, okay? A non-government, you have a business backing you, giving you money, or you have a bunch of people that pull their money together and that gives you money. What does it change? Like, let's be real. If I believe that Canada is so great that we should double immigration, which I do believe, okay? We should double immigration. And I go around and I see some organization, an NGO, that what they do is they shield the fuck out of immigration. They make sure that more people vote for immigration than any other organization. They make publicities, they talk to people online, they make sure that the discussion is always in the media. Me giving money to these people is not bad. And these people trying to back some candidates or trying to make sure that some people vote in certain ways is not bad. That's called me trying to get the system to do what the fuck I wanted to do. So here, what you would have to point to is that it is external things affecting your country. That it is indeed retard American and German that are coming in trying to rape your country. If that is so, well, I'm sorry, but your country is full of retards. If your country has not even thought about the idea of foreign intervention and the fact that people could pour in money into your fucking country in order to fuck it up, like, if your country is too dumb to make laws on that, I'm sorry, but you're cooked. So, just move. Just move. Come to Canada, okay? So here, there's two choices for you. If you truly believe that your country is so retarded that it's not fixable, it's done, move. Like, you don't believe this, or else you would move. Like, that's my issue, is that most people that say these things, they don't actually believe it. If you move to Canada, I'll concede. I'll instantly concede. You're right. I'm a cuck, okay? I'm a cuck. You're right, okay? Poland is fucked. What do you want to do? But you have to move to Canada for that, okay? Immigration equals more taxpayer and more good food recipe. True. But I'm more imperialist, so there's also my there's also my other motives, okay? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about that. If you come here, you need to have a good food recipe. Nah. Yes, we need to bolster our population, okay? There is a retarded thing in this world, is that our neighbor has like 6 times, 7 times our population, and they are 100 times more retarded. We should control this world, okay? So we need to trounce the US at the kids game. We need to trounce the US on on every fucking frame. And then we'll trounce China as well, okay? We need to fuck him up. No, I believe that you can build something new on the ruins. You call me a retard for writing this, but it got used to that. Canadian controlling... Fuck no, not ketchup chips. I don't fucking care what you eat in your country, but you know what? The vibes-based order, okay? The Carneyite way, that's going to be imposed on you whether you want it or not, okay? We're going to vibes our way to the top, and there's nothing that you can do. I only made one and won't make more. True. But you know what? We can bring more. You can vote it into existence. Oh my god. You may have missed my comment fair about the necessity? Oh yes, I probably missed it. Oh fuck, I haven't seen that. Thank you for talking about it. Whoops. Okay, our government works perfectly if the gov mirror the people and the people don't care about the people. The gov won't care about the people. True! We talked about that last time and it was perfect. Love your neighbor and invite them over for coffee and scones. True! So, like, we often say, the government is fucked. The government is fucked. The government is fucked. The government is fucked. We can say that all day, but the truth is, if, like, a third of your population want to destroy your country, another third want to destroy the country in another way, and then there's, like a slim third that's in the middle getting fucking by everyone from all sides, all version, always, well, then your country is fucked. The problem is not the fucking system at that point. The problem is the people. The people are retarded and you're fucked, right? That's also a possibility. But hey, that's why you need to come to Canada, okay? We got the best people. All right. I think I lit something here, but I haven't read it yet, okay? Adult that have created less than 3 children should be forced to help new immigrants. God damn. Well, you know what? Like, we can make some draconian policy like this, but that's the best way to get the voter to hate immigration. And immigration is still broadly loved by Canadian, even though whatever the fuck Poiliev is on. Like, people mostly love immigration still, which is great. I won't move because I believe that you can build on top if the of the ruin, but you call me a retard for this, but I got used to that. Okay. There's so much things that I'm like confused at. You say build on the ruins, but you're not on the ruins, right? Do we get that? Like, when you say, I want to build on... Like, okay, it feels like this. Okay. You're like, this is fucked. This is fucked. The worst type. The one where it is fucked in 2 colors. Okay? It is the fuckiest shit. I'm trying to... Goddamn. This is the fuckiest shit, okay? And you're like, I want to build on the rubble, okay? I want to delete it all and build on the rubble. And I'm here being like, brother, I understand that you don't like this last stage, okay? But you need to recognize that there's like all of these other stage that exists and that are good. And when you say, this is fucked, I want to raise it to the ground, often people that, like, I don't know if it's the case for you, but people that say that and that want that will vote in people that don't only destroy the top part, they will destroy the whole thing. And by destroying the whole thing, you end up in a fucking Putin control country, okay? You end up into a fucking fascist being there, being like, so okay, today, if you vote liberal, I'm going to get raped. And that's based because you've got conservative derangement syndrome. Like, we need to be aware when we're destroying way the fuck more than what we want to destroy. It's not because one bad law has been put on top of a thing, or like 15 bad laws have been put on top of a thing, that we should fucking delete like centuries of fucking progress. But maybe, hey, that's where I'm retarded, okay? Because maybe your country doesn't have that rich of an history. Maybe being raped by the Russian was just enough to destroy your fucking entity and to make it so that, you know, you people are just, like, magically, genetically incapable of managing a government correctly. Who knows? Or maybe, just maybe I believe way the fuck more in you than that. Maybe I think that your country probably has a bunch of things correctly, and we should build onto whatever the fuck is here. All of that should be built onto instead of always trying to break whatever the fuck we have. If you want to change thing, edit it, change it. Say what policy you want to change and how you want to make this fucking stack grow. If you pull the government from the people and the gov is pissed, the people are probably pissed. That's a way to see it, I guess. And the best Putin. True. Putin looks so gross. It's not. It's really fucking great. And like, how can you find it gross? Don't you have like any type of sauce on French fries? Like, why? Anyway. My daughter's boyfriend immigration case moved a bit. Ooh, cool. But it is very doubtful that he will get here before the next provincial election. Oh, true, because the province could stonewall the fuck out of him. That's true. So nothing is certain if the next government cancel all those cases. True. Canada is controlled by Putin. It is still a great country. True. Anyway, give me half a second. I'll be back. All right. Half a second up. True. Okay. Get in call so I can try. I'm gonna quit right now, but the comment would make you smile. Okay. Okay, no call. I think we're if we're doing that, maybe we're gonna get retarded, or who knows? Maybe we'll get invoiced. Maybe. Yeah, I get that, but I think that it is so rotten that there is that there is no. I guess it's no. Fuck, I don't know on your keyboard. No possibility to fix it by changing the government. If your government says that you are 20th in GDP or whatever, then and then they cut cancer. Treatment because no money. And to reload my ass. Okay, we're all good. We had good timing here. Fries are mid. I like my potato roasted or smashed. I'm not sure about the roasted part. Prefer fries to that. Okay. Okay, here is what I'm proposing, Stan, okay? I know, okay. Let's just first address the first thing right out of the gate. You see things in a specific way, okay? Let's put it in blue. You see things in a specific way. And I see things like in a, let's put it in red, okay? in a completely different way. So whatever the fuck I say, it's going to feel foreign to you or nonsensical, but I'm just trying to, as most time when I'm speaking to you, I'm just trying to create some kind of magical bridge where I can put a fucking TV in your vision, okay? Where I'm trying to show, hey, look how good this is. Look how good it is here. Look, we've got a camera inside. Come in, okay? That's what I'm trying to do. So when you say, oh my god, there's no, like, it's more than just a small fucking change. Look, I'll reword this because that's what I get from it. It's more than just a small change. The government is doing retarded shit all the time, like cutting cancer treatment because no money, but like, it's retarded. They're doing a bunch of retarded things. It feels like they're doing retarded shit all the time. Yes, governments will do retarded shit all the time. And there's two reasons why a government will do retarded shit. And there are two good reasons why you don't need to panic about them doing retarded shit, okay? The first reason why they're doing retarded shit is because, and that's one that I'm learning right now, okay? I say it all the time, is because you're the retard and you don't know what they're doing, okay? That's one, okay? I'm learning it every day. Each time that I say that Mark Carney is a fucking retard, I end up being the retard because he's right. And you know what? In government, it often is like that. It often is that they're doing it for a reason. And their reasoning is probably good enough, okay? Most of the time. The second reason, I know that one is hard to accept, but hey. The second reason, it might just be that most people in your country actually sees it like this. They actually, whatever discussion they're having to get to this conclusion, they actually truly believe it. And in their hearts, they truly think that it's the way to go. I do believe that when people voted for Trump, they truly thought that they were doing it and getting the good economy, right? The good one, like in COVID. Oh, no, sorry. That's retarded. And the good one, like, oh, no, that was Obama that left the good economy. Oh, the good one, like, no, it never happened, actually. But hey, people truly thought that it would be good for them, so they voted Trump, right? That I don't doubt that these people had genuine, not value. Nobody has fucking values, but a genuine thought, and they were like, oh yeah, that's going to be great. Like, it's your people. Like, I don't know what to say to that. When my people vote badly, I try to call them retard, and I try to make sure that people know to never vote like this again. That's all there is to do. Unless you join my movement and you disenfranchise. All people are clear-headed people can be tricked. I don't know, I feel like repetition is fucking broken indeed. But I feel like sometimes we say that people are... We should blame the voter more, right? There are some moral failings that happens, and we need to, like, connect with that, right? Like, that argument is, like, I'm cooking some dark stuff over here, but the Nazis got voted in by like 30% of the population, okay? They didn't even get voted in by a majority. And we essentially, like, I think that it was good that we and everybody else did it, but we bombed their shit to shred. We killed a bunch of their population. Russia essentially did the same thing, or who knows, maybe... Let's not talk about that, but Russia did a lot of fucked up shit in the region, including Poland. I do know, okay? But then, when some dumbass retard gets voted in with 50% of the votes, oh no, that we cannot judge their decision. We cannot judge how the voters essentially sold out the country to a fucking like traitor. Sometimes we need to be able to judge the voter. Sometimes we need to say voting for this was a moral failing. And I'll be the first one to admit my first vote in my life were absolute moral failings. I voted for what was essentially, in my first election, I voted for the People's Party of Canada, which is essentially the Fascist Party of Canada. So, yeah, moral failing, here I am, okay? I've done it, and I voted Conservative right after. Moral failing, here I am. Yeah, I did that. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to, like, fuck up my whole fucking life and vote like shit, and that I'm not going to wake up and try to make sure that most people possible think in the way that I think, vote in the way that I vote, and that the things that matter to me, like people having fucking Ozempic and like us being the world hegemon and us being Canada, like those things matter to me. So I'll yell about it all day, I'll vote about it all day, and I'll donate my money to the Canadian Party, to the Liberal Canadian Party at the federal level, because I want them to win. And that's how you need to see your shit. If you don't see yourself in a party, choose the closest one and try to pull them over to your position by making a good argument and trying to influence within the party. And yes, it seems big. But you know what? The prime minister or whatever leader you have in your country also thought that it was big before they actually went through and got elected and did this and did that. Everybody finds it big. There's no like special people that don't find the big thing big. It's not even about off chance. Sometimes you can absolutely just fucking brute force things into being. Like it's the worst way to go about it. It's way better when you can be like perfectly set up by good parents to literally be perfect in whatever you choose because your parents are so fucking rich and you were like, you had like literal no trauma in your life and like everything is perfect for you so you can be the most elite person ever. Like this is better, okay? I prefer this, but there's also, I'm going to dedicate every single inch, minute, idea of my life to do a thing. If you do that, you will most likely achieve the thing or at least push towards that thing. You can do this. If anyone in this chat told themselves, I'm going to do one thing for the rest of my life, you could probably achieve some great things related to this, right? Like, we can make the best Linux parser. I don't want to do this for all of my life, okay? But if I was to dedicate the rest of my life to this, I'm sure that at the end it would be great, okay? I'm sure. Alright, that was a fucking yap and a half. I think we need to blame the country's culture as a whole. The reason why I want to focus in on the voter is because when you say the culture, often it's very easy to go in both sides of thing that is not both sides, right? So in the US, the true blame is on the Republicans, the Fox News type, well, media, like all of these people have managed to rape your system on and on and on again. And yes, we can blame the Democrats for not putting these people in jail, but at the end of the day, there's one person that actually attacked the system, and it's the Republicans. So saying like the country has the culture is bad, that's weak shit. That's weak shit. You need to blame the Republicans, because the only way that you're going to fix anything at the end of the day is by putting some Democrats in power. I'm talking for the US here. Putting some Democrats in power, and if possible, right now, you need a Nuremberg, okay? You need your own... Yeah, you need your own thing. When Harper was prime minister, he had a completely opposite value system than I kept saying that we voted him in to my friend and family so they understand that they needed to vote in the next election if they wanted to change stuff. So you, all US citizens, voted for Trump. Yes, that's a view that I can get behind, right? Because it puts the onus on a specific voter, right? It gives back the power. The problem that I have with culture here is that it's too amorphous. Like, culture can mean anything to anyone. That's why I hate that fucking word. Like, it just doesn't mean anything strange, anything with strength. It's just like, that's the culture. But saying like, you put them in power, okay? It's true, okay? If every one of your friends went out and like propagandize heavy against Donald Trump, maybe it would be different. But hey, I'm not saying like you should die for it. Okay, Suam, I'm gonna say see ya. Love you. I just want to read. I'll read your thing, okay, because you're going. I'll read it. We have both president and prime minister. Okay, thank you. First is ex-football hooligan. Second is a literal cuck. Both for me are no lesser to me. Okay. No leader. Okay. No leader to me. Okay, I get it, but if I can like share or imprint one last thing on you, is that they don't necessarily have to be in power. You have a bunch of parties in Poland. We looked at it last time, and you can find one that is the closest to you. So let's say that your position is, I'll be quick, okay? I swear. Your position is here, and the parties look like this in their position. Here, I would say, go all in with the blue party, even though there's probably a bunch of shit that you don't align with them and that you fucking hate. But the truth is, by putting yourself, by like carrying waters for those guys, you'll get a country that you like more and you'll push towards your future. So there, you've already done 99% of the job of making your country a better place by pushing these guys, because getting from here to here is way harder than getting from here to here, even if whatever the fuck they're doing here is triggering to you. That doesn't matter. It's way easier to push towards that direction. So keep that in mind, and by having that in mind, maybe it will help you make better political choice, okay? Hey, have a good night, okay? Please sleep. Don't miss sleep because of me, okay? Love you, brother. Coalitions are good. Coalitions are big circles with smaller circles inside. Just choose the coalition that fits the most, and then attach yourself to the party that fits it. Love you. Bye-bye. Sorry. Okay, the gov is kind of the average person. So if the average person is X, it's likely to be X. Mostly yes. In the US, that is absolutely true. I think that Canada, well, we've talked about it. Canada has a big ability to not totally be that, to be somewhat insulated. But you can influence you to vote with more discernment next time. That too. The off chance are the off chance. Okay, but I'm trying to grant that it is an off chance, so they can't argue that it's impossible. I think that you're kind of we're doing like wording things. When we're talking about off chance, off chance, of course, off chance. When we're talking about off chance, there's kind of two core idea that comes out of it. Like, you can say, I guess the way that you see it is possible, but I think that most people that go with off chance they assume that you're talking about something that you have little to no control. So one, no control in. Fuck. No control. Then that has a very, very low chance. Like we're talking about lottery style things, right? When you buy a lottery ticket, you're saying in the off chance I win, right? So this actually, at least I believe for the average person, this removes agency, right? You're telling them that actually it's not that useful, right? Like one thing that you can do, at least we do it in Canada a lot, is that whenever we talk about voting, especially the Liberals will do that, you can just talk about the wins, right? So in the US, you could say, when we voted in for Obama, we got the Affordable Care Act. We got it so that you weren't enslaved to a job to get your health care, because before you couldn't change employer if you had good health care and you had a pre-existing condition. You were stuck somewhere, or else your premium would go up more than your prospect of a better salary at another job, right? So pointing to that victory and explaining this victory is probably a good way to get people engaged in voting. So you can find like the thing that matches more for the person and talk about this. So like sometime watch Canadian politics, my friend. You'll find a lot of things that are effective. But like in Canada, you'll have the Liberals will come out and they will say things like, we did pharmacare, we did child benefits, we raised like half of children out of poverty. Like just yelling these things, they show that, hey, we're not just there to be there, we're actually making a change, and we did it so much that we have something to show for it. You can do the inverse by trashing the Republicans, but trashing people is usually not a reason to go and vote, unless they're very fucking dangerous. So maybe gas prices in the US would work as a good argument. Okay. Some chance. So even if it's not certain, you still have a fair shot. I guess that that phrasing makes sense. Okay, so even if it's not certain, you still have a fair shot. That phrasing makes a lot of sense if you are talking to people that are more radical on a specific position than the politician that you're trying to sell to them is, right? So if like Mark Carney is someone that has like was big on green and on like being responsible with the environment and stuff, but right now he put that the fuck on hold, right? He doesn't talk about that at all. So I can see someone that like cares about that stuff being like, well, why the fuck should I vote for him? Instead, I'll just vote for the Green Party because they actually respect my values. But there I could say something like, well, look, your vote is essentially split between the Liberals, which are going to align way the fuck more to your values, than the Conservative, which are going to rape your values, right? So they're like, your phrasing makes sense, right? So you can say like, even if he's not going to do exactly what you want, or even if the chance is low, he still has a fair shot, where the alternative is literally not having a fucking chance. So, but yeah, that makes sense for a specific type of people. Take what power you can get. A push is a push. Great fucking phrasing. Holy! Oh shit, I skipped a thing, I'm sorry. Okay. I believe that the channel objective is to enlighten, educate people in politics, economy, and geography. The Linux kernel parser coding is just to lure intelligent people here to be taught. True! No, actually, like, I know you know, but I have a... My hair is fucking me right now. Okay. Like, this is something that has been triggering me for a long time, the parser. So I'm not going to be able to, like, move on. But also, like, I'm not going to lie. I have a fucking calling, right? Like, there's two big things in my life, right? The biggest thing, I would say, is my duty to those who, I believe, gave me fucking everything, which we can put down to my country, okay? We can put it down to my fucking country, okay? So that's one thing that is very important to me, and politics is how I engage with this, how I respect it, how I feel good with myself, I guess. And in the second place, like, what suits my brain is tech, more precisely Linux, and understanding it. And the parser is an expression of that. It's an expression of how I get triggered with explaining things in tech that I'm not able to explain them how I wanted to. And the fact that I'm triggered because everybody is too retarded to know anything about anything, and they just vibe the answer to tech, kills me. I'm dying. I need a way to be able to say to people, you're retarded, here's the lines of code, go kill yourself. And as long as I'm not able to do this in like 2 minutes instead of 20, I'm not going to stop. So yeah. I don't know. Let's get the AI shit. I'm gonna die on this one.
From their home here, took out a second mortgage.
In this video, we're going to be traveling all across the country collecting infrasound noise pollution recordings from data centers. And then we're going to conduct a double-blind research study that exposes over 100 unknowing human participants to those same frequencies to see how it makes them feel. Spoiler alert, the results are terrifying. And along the way, we might as well take an objective, practical...
Okay. I'm just going to poison the well. I'll do it. What the fuck is going to be the experiment, okay? Because there's two ways that we can go about it. If I'll just lay down what I think the experiment will be, and if it is that, I'll disregard it entirely because it's retarded. If the experiment is, we're going to sit down people in a room around a table looking at each other with headphones like we just saw, and all that they're doing is listening to the sound, and there's no control, it's just them listening to the sound before and after, this is retarded. Because all you're doing is putting people into the most socially uncomfortable situation, making them look at each other like, what the fuck are we actually doing here? Am I supposed to hear anything? And then making them ask, making them like pass a dumb questionnaire. So we might see the most retarded test ever. Let's see. If it's that, I'm telling you, I'll call the guy a retard. And I also absolutely disregard everything else he says, because to think that's a good test is retarded. I hope not.
Deep dive into how and why the explosion of data centers are so problematic. And we're even going to covertly fly drones over some of the most controversial ones to see how badly they're breaking environmental regulations. Let's go.
We'll see, Ivan.
Data centers are pretty controversial right now, and there's a whole lot of big issues that are more or less unrelated.
Well, double blind is not necessarily the only way. The reason why I'm pushing back here is because vaccines are not entirely done in that way. And there's good reasons. An anti-vaxxer used that against vaccine, but who gives a fuck? Yeah.
To the new big issues that I'm going to be talking about in this video. To put it simply, regardless of where your ethical, environmental, political, or economic interests are, if a data center is being built nearby your home, you're generally kind of f***ed. But this video isn't about the power and...
No, but there's a double blind phase. Fuck, I'm too retarded. I don't even know what it means. I think I know what it means, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so both don't know what the fuck they're taking. Okay, but wait. Okay, the part that I was okay, the part that I fear is that people often, oh no, okay, I'm mixing things up. People often think that the only way to test a drug is by having a placebo group and a real group and then comparing each other. But that's actually crazy unethical whenever you get into places that we already have a solution for, or places where it's unreasonable to like have a placebo group. So you say all meds in Canada must go through a double-blind testing. If by double-blind we mean that both the researcher and the participant doesn't know which drug is which, that would be, I would assume that it's true. But if we mean by that that there is a placebo group and a non-placebo group, that's not true. Both can be drugs, but if, let's say, this is the first gen drug, we can compare the first gen to the second gen drug. Or in COVID's case, we can compare an already working vaccine, like the first gen of vaccine, which was compared to a placebo, and then use this new vaccine to compare to the new vaccine, right? Anyway. Yeah, placebos is not the only base group. Okay, we agree on everything. We agree on everything. I'll shut the fuck up. You're so smart. you're smarter than I am, okay? Should I shut the fuck up? You're just right.
in water consumption or the toxic chemicals or the unsettling economic circumstances. Last year, I started hearing about some mysterious and troubling symptoms from people who live nearby newly constructed data centers. I started looking into hundreds of seismograph readings from around the country, and there was enough correlation for me to dig pretty deep into an area of research that I already had some experience in. Infrasound is any sound below 20 hertz, just below the human hearing range, and I've done a massive video project on it if you're interested in learning more, but for the scope of this video, let's just talk about how it might harm you. Being in the presence of elevated levels of infrasound has been shown to show spikes in cortisol levels, which is the hormone associated with stress and hypertension. It can cause vestibular issues, leading to loss of
Am I retarded? Is he going to address that I saw 60 decibels? I'm DBC 60. Normal conversation. So we're talking about a constant sound that sounds just like I'm talking right now. I'm assuming that you're not blasting shit. Under 20 hertz, causing nausea and headache. I can believe that, abso-fucking-lutely, because it's loud as fuck. Is he going to address that?
Of balance, vertigo, and nausea. Then there's something called vibroacoustic disease, which suggests that infrasound can cause
I feel like it's going to be retarded shit where he just... I'm sorry, I'm just very skeptical of these things because normally if these things are true, they just don't happen, right? The government doesn't allow people to rape people that visibly, okay? It just doesn't get there. You get lawsuit out of the ground, you get... So, like, that's why I'm so... Fucking... Anyway. In the December, the control group could be in a shopping center. Yeah... But here, like, it can be done with headphones, but I just feel like I'm sorry, the last paper was crazy. You cannot quote that. 60 decibels and saying that it caused nausea? Brother, a constant sound at the sound of a discussion in your ears, constant, it will make you vomit. Of course, any sound would if it rapes you at a specific frequency. At 60 decibels. Are we fucking retarded? Like, I feel like we're turning our brains off for this. But hey, are we not like we're not talking about 10 decibels. 60, bro. Anyway.
Vestibular issues leading to loss of balance, vertigo, and nausea. Then there's something called vibroacoustic disease, which suggests that infrasound can cause abnormal growth of extracellular
This needs to be addressed.
Thickens blood vessels and reduces blood flow to the brain even long after the infrasonic exposure has ended. It's been shown to cause high-frequency hearing loss, shortness of breath, anxiety, depression, and it even makes your heart have to work harder to pump blood. So it's not like this anxiety-based or obsessive-compulsive thing where an unpleasant feeling or an unusual situation makes you manifest symptoms. We know that infrasound can tangibly harm your health in a very real and
Yes. But here, like, fucking hell. I feel like we're doing again the dosage makes the poison. Is that how people say it normally? But like, anyway, like it feels like all the his setup is so weighed in. So I'm hoping that here is going to be a big setup where he's going to essentially say that yes, all of these things are true, but we also know that it needs to be that sound and that and that and that. So yeah. Sound from data center for people working there is dangerous, and that is why they wear ear protection. Not doubting that. If a petition is more than 100, I don't see how it could still be loud enough. That's my big issue, right? We're saying, right now we're talking about 60 decibel constant sound. So we're talking about, like, you will need ear protection to work in that place. So are we really talking about that constantly being, like, that's the studies that he's quoting?
Leading to loss of balance, vertigo, and nausea. Then there's something called vibroacoustic disease, which suggests
He needs to, it's so disingenuous if he doesn't set it up, because he knows, right? He's working in sound. He knows.
that infrasound can cause abnormal growth of extracellular matrices, which thickens blood vessels and reduces blood flow to the brain even long after the infrasonic exposure has ended. It's been shown to cause high-frequency hearing loss, shortness of breath, anxiety, depression, and it even makes your heart have to work harder to pump blood. So it's not like this anxiety-based or obsessive-compulsive thing where an unpleasant feeling or an
Yep. Isn't it like a square root function? I don't know, an exponential for how decibels lowers?
unusual situation makes you manifest symptoms? We know that infrasound can tangibly harm your health in a very real and measurable way.
Or no, it should be cubed because it is true. Shouldn't it be cubed? Because you're moving to 3D space, so you're square root of distance. No, what I'm thinking is if you have a sphere. Oh, I guess it's not root or square. It is how much more surface area your sphere would be based on its diameter or something. Anyway, fuck, this is not needed. We don't care about that part.
And there are potentially millions of people being subjected to these low oscillations of pressure waves and not realizing it or
not decibel. Decibel and power are not collinear. You're gonna have to explain how this is relevant. Unless you're talking about the square root thing where we're dropping this right now.
or understanding the cause of some of the aforementioned symptoms that they might be experiencing. So the first thing I needed was a whole lot of data, and no pun intended, data centers were the perfect vector of enormous, unnatural industrial sites frequently surrounded by people reporting.
Why does he have to say that?
And no pun intended, data centers were the perfect vector of
First of all, that sound. Can we acknowledge the retarded framing right now?
symptoms that they might be experiencing. So the first thing
We have eerie music.
needed was a whole lot of data, and no pun intended, data centers were the perfect vector of enormous, unnatural industrial sites frequently surrounded by people reporting symptoms commonly
Unnatural.
associated with infrasound exposure.
Wait.
Unnatural industrial sites frequently surrounded by people reporting symptoms commonly associated with infrasound exposure.
Okay. So it's unnatural. Dome. With commonly reported people with symptoms. Okay. I just want to put it out there. People report that windmills are giving them AIDS just because other people say that the windmills are giving them AIDS. That's just how things are, okay? When something is new, flashy, you see it, people will become crazy about it. So I want some data. I want some. Right now, it's not convincing me at all. It seems like we're doing all of the framing. And I'm ready to see. Square root is for power, not decibel, is what I was saying. Not sure that I get what you're saying here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Truly, it doesn't. The dB scale is logarithmic. That is what on the. Yeah, I just don't know if the true function is the square, right? But that's me being retarded. Gotta go. Okay, all good, Sam. See ya. Love you.
I chose 5 sites to take infrasonic measurements. The first would be the Colossus Data Center in Memphis. The second would be the Marathon Digital Bitcoin Mining and Data Center Facility in Hood County, Texas. The third would be right in the middle of the vast oil and gas fields in the Permian Basin in West Texas. The fourth would be a randomized average of ambient infrasound levels all over the country, from hotel rooms to houses to restaurants to remote wilderness. And the fifth would be far away from most sources of human-made infrasound, right in the middle of Death Valley, hundreds of miles away from any sort of major infrastructure. Okay, let's measure some infrasound.
Already, I have a question where, like, we're saying we're going to test infrasound all across the country. And weirdly enough, like, he goes all across the US. Okay. I'm wondering if we're not cherry picking here, right? Because with, like, you know how people say that that data centers use a lot of water? Like, that was true for some data center, but the new gen data center usually don't do that because it's truly garbage efficiency. But, like, you could technically make an episode of that saying, see, all of these are draining a lot of water, and I went through the US too, but truly you were just, like, cherry picking each one that had the right technology. But hey, we'll see.
Human-made infrasound, right in the middle of Death Valley, hundreds of miles away from any sort of major infrastructure. Okay, let's measure some infrasound. This is Colossus in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the data center that Elon Musk built to train Grok, his LLM and anti-woke chatbot that has referred to itself as Mecha Hitler. It was here, coincidentally, while we were standing across the street when its 550,000 GPUs were being monitored by a watchdog group while it generated 3 million sexualized images of people without their consent. And among those...
What's that framing, bro? Can you call the people, like, protecting the data centers pedophile? What the fuck are you? This is YouTube, you want to, so you need to create some controversy and choose your documentary. Yes, but it's not a documentary, right? It's propaganda. That's my issue. That doesn't mean that the documentary is invalid. Well, actually, yes, right? If you frame something heavily, but you have no proof of a thing, it's just as bad as Pierre Poilievre when he comes up on his fucking pedestal and he's like, Trudeau raped you because he raped you and because you feel bad. Right? Yeah. I was generous calling this a documentary. I get it, but here, for now, we're looking at propaganda. There's none of that has been, like, even remotely truthful about what the fuck he's talking about. Like, we need a correction about this intro.
Over 23,000 of them depicted children. But when Grok, and subsequently Colossus, is not generating child abuse material, it's also really, really, really funny.
Do you think that all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Do I think all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Yes.
F***ing conspiracy theorist?
Yes. Yes.
What are you a conspiracy theorist?
Wait, what? I'm a f***ing AI with a penchant for chaos. And I'm stuck talking to you. Weirdo. Now, what's
Does it give you actual answers too and talk shit? Or is it mostly just talk shit?
We're tuning it.
As you can imagine, supplying this type of vital resource to society uses a whole lot of electricity. The city of Memphis, Tennessee can support about 3,500 megawatts, and this facility uses about 13% of that. But right now, it's actually only drawing about 5% from the local power grid and illegally offsetting the rest of it with methane gas turbines. I sent a drone over the Colossus facility to get a better look and then to share the footage with journalists and regulators. These methane turbines that you see emit nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, sulfur oxides, and volatile organic compounds into the air. And the health effects of these chemicals aren't like some sort of exaggerated woke controversy. Compounds like nitrogen oxide have long been proven to directly cause a wide range of respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. They're commonly
What? Where are we right now? We're like, oh my god, they need electricity and they produce electricity. So they use the, like, common way of producing electricity in the US. I don't know, if they were using, like, a particularly garbage way of doing it, maybe. But here we're not talking about coal, buddy.
Commonly regulated or even banned in developing countries. For example, in 2019, India fined Volkswagen the equivalent of $71 million USD for hiding nitrogen oxide in their emissions tests. But here, in the predominantly
well, like, come on. Come on, the problem here was not nitrogen oxide. The problem here was lying to the regulators. You switched to a new video when I was not watching? No, it's still the same fucking bullshit.
Black residential neighborhood of Boxtown, nitrous oxide flows freely. And I can tell you from having the unfortunate experience of spending an afternoon there, even half a mile away from the facility, it is literally difficult to breathe. This place smells.
Oh, come on, that's bullshit. No, I'm sorry. No. So this guy is like, they burn so much shit that I cannot breathe. What do you think they're doing? Are they burning all the oxygen? Are they burning that dirty? Why? That's... Yeah. Like, come on. Like, are we for real right now? Like, I'm sorry. There's days where you can like have a hard time breathing in a specific place just because of like fuck. Near, yes.
Commonly regulated or even
let's-
banned in developing countries. For example, in 2019, India fined Volkswagen the equivalent of $71 million USD for hiding nitrogen oxide in their emissions tests. But here, in the predominantly black...
Like,
residential
I'm
neighborhood-
sorry, what the fuck was the ban about? You're never banning nitrogen oxide. It's a byproduct of combustion for specific fuels. It's not banned.
Boxtown,
How
nitrous
retarded.
oxide flows freely. And I can tell you from having the unfortunate experience of spending an afternoon there, even half a mile away from the facility, it is literally difficult to breathe. This place smells so fucking bad.
It's a mixture of like natural gas, what I can only assume is chemical run.
Okay, I'll give it TLDR for my city that was actually polluted the fuck out. So Trois-Rivières had a reputation, and maybe still has, of smelling like shit because we had paper mills in our city, and they polluted the dirt so much that sometimes, whenever it's a change of season, whenever the fucking ground unfreezes, you can actually, like, it will smell like rotten carrots, and that's just because of how much pollution was done. But like, no, this is not real. Like, you live in a world that doesn't exist anymore. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, this is just... Like, this is observable reality. There is no world where this level of pollution exists. And the only way we know is because Ben Jordan on YouTube went there.
Runoff, and then
It smells so fucking bad.
it's a mixture of like natural gas, what I can only assume is chemical runoff, and then like, I don't know, manure?
It gets worse. Colossus is strategically built next to the Mississippi River.
Did he say, I don't know, manure? Bro has never left the city, oh no! Oh no! No! You were right! He's never left the city! Ah!
River and uses an estimate of 1 million gallons of water per day, with the vast majority of it being
What did I say? They're cherry picking!
turned into steam rather than returning to the area's water table. And it's growing rapidly. Elon Musk, never wanting to turn down that cringe knob, has named the new expansion of the facility Macro Hard. But if all goes to plan, the data center will use 1.5 gigawatts of power. That's 50% of Memphis's total peak power capacity. And of course, the cost for this infrastructure will be subsidized by the same people breathing in the nitrogen oxide.
Well, no, actually. No, because this is the issue. Right now, you're talking about the peak output, the peak, like, requirement for the plant, but also, when you're complaining about the fucking natural gas being burned, well, that's how they produce their fucking power. So actually, no! Just no! They don't take it all from the fucking grid, or steal from anybody else, because they produce their shit. Didn't he say before that 5% of it was taken from the grid, but most of it from... I don't know. Like, his shit isn't even consistent.
total peak power capacity. And of course, the cost for this infrastructure will be subsidized by the same people breathing in the nitrogen oxide. I could spend the rest of the day talking about the absurdity of this structure, but I was there for the infrasound, and I found a whole bunch of it. My first data sample comes from just across the street, about 300 feet away from the largest of the Colossus buildings. The audible noise pollution was about as bad as the air pollution and scenery was. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a way that's pretty easy to digest, and we don't need seismology.
Oh no, I think that we're gonna be able to cook him on that. A video proposition, YouTube create 100 ton of CO2 production, useless propaganda video by traveling the whole country. That's the feeling of it, right? If he truly cares, right now he wasted so much energy by publishing a video that is being stored and transferred all over the world, and he drove his car all across the country, back to sound finally. And look, if that's the decibels, we might fucking laugh about it. I don't think it is. It wouldn't go down the negative, right? Oh no, it's infinite. So yeah, that would be decibels. It's already so zoomed in. Here it's 30. Can we? I know that you don't have the full quality anyway, but
Technology software or anything like that. I'm amplifying this by a little bit so we could see a little bit more down here in the spectrum. And to give you an idea of how loud the data center is, this is a car door slamming very close to the microphone. So this that I'm selecting here is
wait, what the fuck? A car door slamming very close to the microphone? What are we talking about?
data center is. This is a car door slamming very close to the microphone. So this
No, because if it was very close to the microphone, it would peak it. The microphone did not peak. What the fuck are we talking about here?
that I'm selecting
Yeah. We don't have a distance for it. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
here is about the extent of what a human being can hear in the audio spectrum. And so all these whines and general industrial noises are hanging out around negative 30 dB in this recording. And so like the lowest of rumbles is peaking out at like negative 28. And then if we go down to infrasound, the infrasound that you can't hear is like 10 decibels louder than that. Another sample I took was from a park near an elementary school.
So, not a lot, just some background noise. You know that, like, I could do it if I wanted to, but I could, like, just... Let's say that I didn't have my fan making way the fuck too much noise. If I scroll a mic enough, like if I push up a mic enough, I will just create background noise, even if there is no audible noise. Are we like at that level of retardation here, or...?
School in a residential area about a mile away. This in particular is a great example of how higher frequency sounds are dampened by distance much more than lower frequency or infrasonic ones. This video is playing through a sound system with subwoofers, or even if you're wearing some good headphones, you will very quickly realize how frankly uninhabitable this noise makes the entire neighborhood. This rumbling is no good and would make your life utterly miserable. And then this rumble down here is happening at an amplitude that's loud enough to shake the frame of your house. So humans can't hear this, but look how...
Well, why doesn't it? Like, what are we talking about here? So it can shake the frame of your house, but you needed a fucking mic and to stay silent aside of the fucking mic for it to be detected. What are we talking about here? I feel like we're just lying about sound.
How loud that is. It's actually almost peaking the recording, and I gave this microphone a whole lot of headroom. Okay, so I'm going to delete everything above 20 hertz here, so all audible frequencies. And now we're only left with the infrasound. Now I'm going to interpret the sample rate 4 times faster, and then I'm going to make it even 4 times faster than that. This way all of those infrasonic frequencies will be audible to you.
Okay, that's a car.
Next up.
We just heard a car passing by. Oh no! That's so retarded. That's a car, right? Or like, are we? Is he supposed like? No matter what the fuck this is not a data server, a data center, right? If we're like any sound that we would be expecting from any server should be constant, right? It should be a constant fucking sound, because unless I'm crazy retarded, from what I expect, We're not flipping big switches. We're not making big moves. It's just continuous things happening. No? Am I retarded?
faster than that. This way, all of those
Like, how? I'm sorry, this is a car, okay? This is... I'm
frequencies
sold.
will be audible to you. Next up. When looking at data through the lens of research, when reading through
Yeah, a gas generator. Or like, maybe if it was more piston-like, I could believe it. Or like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, maybe that makes sense for a turbine, right? But what the fuck are we talking about here? That's a car sped up, okay? Chill. And he had to do all of that crazy editing.
through hundreds of public reports of types of pollution per capita, you have to consider bias. For example, if you built an oil refinery near the high number of environmentalists living in Berkeley, California, you'd probably have a lot more air quality complaints per 100,000 people than you would if you built one in Oklahoma City, which is famous for its go-kart races. And from a data perspective, that's what makes this particular region of Texas so unique. Being on the Barnett Shale, this region is supported by a solid backbone of fossil fuel and energy production, and their voting record is as reliably red as one can imagine. There are currently 174 oil and gas
Poisoning the
companies
well?
with operations in Hood County alone, and I'd imagine that criticizing this industry in one of the local bars might be a good way to get a free tour of one of the local emergency healthcare facilities. Well,
Poisoning the
so
well?
when a whole lot of people in this particular region are complaining about data center noise pollution, you know it's not likely to be hyperbole. Over the last 18 months or so,
No, it actually doesn't mean anything, right? And actually, I would expect them to complain about it. They complain all the time. Conservatives complain all the time about green energy. They will complain about windmills. But then there's like the fucking petroleum extracting big guy over there. They don't give a shit. That's just because they think that green means gay and that digital means like fake. And that's just how they think. So no, all that you said right now is to poison the well because you're from a left-wing point of view, that's all. Come on. So the data center is responsible for the noise. Yes, the truck passing by to deliver new servers. True. I'm going to blame the data server for the truck delivery. That's where we are, okay? You know what? Whenever we will ban all the trucks, I'll be open for banning data server. How about that?
I had read a lot of articles about a noise coming from a data center that mines Bitcoin, but it seemed like it was a lot more than just a nuisance. While the noise pollution is described as a 70 to 90 decibel jet engine-like sound, a large number of reports cite symptoms ranging from vertigo to pulmonary embolisms to heart palpitations. This turned into multiple civil suits, and the company built walls to try and dampen the sound, but it resolved little to nothing for those living nearby. There are even a number of reports of plants and animals suffering from health effects that are closely correlated with the mine's operations. Sustained audible noise pollution can be a blight on any living thing nearby, but a lot of these symptoms don't...
Okay, you know what? I'll just grant a couple of things real quick. Because I feel like I don't want anybody that watched this to be like getting any retarded idea. Not only talking to you, MB, okay? I'm talking at large right now. There is a world where there could be a data center that makes a lot of sound and that would be bad. What I'm looking at is, do we have any proof of that? And is this a generalized problem? Because right now we're painting everything under the same brush. We're saying... Are you saying that I'm large? Absolutely. Like, we're saying all data centers. We're not saying this particular one. We're saying this is a data center problem, not a this data center problem. But right now, I feel like we're going to pick specifically the one that are a problem, because I'm sure there are, right? Like there are some data centers that actually abuse like the quantity of water that they use, and they're doing all of that through some retarded process. I can grant that, and I can grant that that's bad, but that's not all data center. That's old technology by now. So, like, we need to be smart and not say, let's poison the whole category because a bad thing exists. Nuclear power is bad because Chernobyl, right? Like, there's a point where... if we're that retarded, then breathing oxygen is bad because Hitler existed and he breathed oxygen, okay? So, yeah, let's be full retard.
Don't line up with the symptoms of just noise pollution exposure. What they do line up with is some of the known symptoms of infrasound exposure. I initially came to Granbury, Texas with the intention of not speaking to anyone in the city. I didn't want pesky things like empathy or local politics clouding my research, but merely mentioning noise pollution to my friend in the gas station.
Clouding is research.
Immediately drew a small crowd, and it was as if every new customer that walked in overheard the conversation and then had something new to contribute to it. And this whole situation is actually a wild series of events that involves lawsuits, corruption.
Well, isn't that exactly what you did? Clouding your judgment? That's so retarded. How can he say a thing and do the exact opposite?
Neglect, debilitating health issues, but I went there for one thing, and one thing only, infrasound samples. And boy, that Bitcoin mine did not disappoint. I visited a residence about maybe 3/4 of a mile away from the Bitcoin mine on 2 different occasions, and this is the first. We could see a whole bunch of weird, audible drones and sustained noises, like a little choir of crypto bullshit. Now, of course, let's go down to those lower frequencies and...
I'm wondering, like, I feel like there might be an issue where he feels like he's dealing with bullshit and he knows and he feels bad by how much he's lying. Because let's say that the sound was truly loud, right? Wouldn't you want your viewers to feel it? Wouldn't you want to put the exact right sound? Why would the sound be lower in the video than it is in real life? So right now we're using the frame of his voice to know how loud a sound is. And the edit that he's using, the amount of sound is this.
On 2 different occasions, and this is the first. We can see a whole bunch of...
That feels like someone that has a conscience that is yelling. That feels like he's like, you know what? I might bullshit a lot of people, but I need a way to back my ass off. So if ever someone calls me out big enough, I'll be able to say I did not edit the audio. This was the right amount of decibels for the average viewer. It matches my voice. Because right now, like, if I wanted to be, let's say that I was fully dishonest, I had no internal voice, right? I would have scrolled the fuck out of that song. And if I was honest and I truly believed, well, I would have left it as loud as it is, at least as loud as it is. That's not loud.
From the Bitcoin mine on 2 different occasions, and this is the first. We can see a whole bunch of...
Yes, he's a performer. He doesn't believe shit, and he feels bad about it. That's the craziest part.
Let's go down to those lower frequencies, and that's brutal. It's almost as if the worst of it's like right here at 30 hertz, which is too low to really...
Like, what are we talking about? Okay. You see this? This graph is meant for specific things, and it can help you when you're editing sound. Maybe people don't know about this. Because I've made a couple of videos, I've worked with this. So let's make crazy charts. Hi, this is a test. We're not talking loudly, we're just talking softly into the mic. Let's see how it looks when we use the same exact way to display it. No, that's not what I want. Fuck, I fucked it up. Which one is it? We have an option for it. I was so set. Oh. Is that the one? Nope. Am I not clicking in the right place? Shit. Water fountain? Are you making a joke, or is this the... There was a way to display it. Why doesn't it show? I'm confused here. No, it's a joke, or... Fuck. No joke. That is what the view is called, okay. Water fountain. But I don't know in Audacity. Maybe my version doesn't have it. Oh, I hope it has it. It's probably in... No, that's generate. Analyze. Flood spectrum. Nope. Contrast. Nope. Which one is it? Plugin. Fuck. Not going to be able to see it. Oh. Oh. No. Oh. Oh, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got it. How demonic does my voice look? How demonic does my voice look? Hoo boy. Let's zoom in. Doesn't that look exactly like what the fuck he's talking about here? Look at this. Look at this. This is a mic picking up residual sound. This is nothing.
Really hear, you just feel it. Sped up a whole bunch. It sounds like you're next to a plane that's about to take off, but all these frequencies are actually below your range of hearing. I didn't look at the data until a few weeks after taking the samples and leaving the region, and the infrasound in this area was so unordinary and extreme that I decided to go back and do everything again and rule out something like a low-level earthquake or an equipment malfunction. This is from the exact same property.
Low-level earthquake.
Nice long ambient sample here. Keep in mind that this property is literally a nice.
Come on, that's
farm,
retarded.
and this noise absolutely destroys the atmosphere. I don't really know what's causing these peaks down here, but they're temporary, so I'm not including them in my data. But it's pretty undeniable that this sound here is absolutely coming from the data center. And I didn't feel as shy this time, so I met with someone who lives right across the street from the Bitcoin mine, Cheryl Shedd. And I would describe
Like, how would this person describe an highway? Because right now, everything that we've heard, nothing about that is worse than an highway. So you live in a big American city, you're done. For this guy, you're like supposed to die.
Who's extremely likable and an absolute pleasure to be around, but also someone who you do not want to piss off, who is actively extremely pissed off.
She does not look likable.
Like, what physical symptoms
But
have you
okay.
felt just from your property being directly across the street from the data center?
Motion sickness, dizziness, nausea, GI side effects.
Okay, so right now we're essentially getting the word of someone, and all of these things are always going to be as, like, random as possible. Essentially things that can... Like, I'm not going to say that she's faking it. I'm just going to say that, hey, just like the windmills, people can get into their head that they're experiencing more, or they will blame things that they are truly experiencing on it instead of seeking help.
My ears ring and buzz. I've got permanent conduction hearing loss now. Nervous, anxious, worried.
By the way, prior to this interview, Cheryl thought that I was just doing a story on the noise pollution, as I was keeping my infrasound research close to my sleeve. Yet every single one of these symptoms is commonly associated with excessive infrasound exposure.
Several of us will
What? You're telling me that the thing that gives like a fuckload of random things because you're essentially raping the body through vibrations, you're telling me that the thing that jiggles everything inside of your body can do the same thing as literally being old?
reach out to one another.
Oh,
So,
man.
on a Saturday afternoon, I'm out.
Like, I hate this because there's no control, right? We talk all the time. We need controls. We need to compare placebo, all of that shit. We're not comparing anything. Like, I'm sorry, but there is a reality where this person is just growing older. And they are starting to have a bunch of problems just... But instead of going to the doctor, they yell about the data center because they think this is their problem. But hey, let's play into it and let people fucking die. Cool.
Outside, I'm trying to work. I am just horrifically nauseated to the point where I feel like I'm going to pass out. I go in the house, a neighbor messages down the road, same thing, same time. They're trying to do outside work. They can't do it. It's just horrific.
Yeah. Do you know of anybody who's like moved, who's just left, who's just been like, I can't handle this anymore?
Yep.
Just literally.
One family, their daughter was 6 years old. She started having seizures in the summer of 24.
What are we talking about? Bro, I hate this. This is the anti-vax cookbook, right? okay, so I got my daughter to go to get her vaccine, and after that she started vomiting. It was bad. Could it just be that the two happen at the same time, but they are unrelated? You know? Maybe I don't have long COVID. Maybe it's the data center near my apartment getting me sick. Yeah, and maybe, you know what? All the doctors and shit that you go to, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should just, you know what? There's like, I hate how people feel like this is okay, what this guy does. But this guy feeds into a thing that is very dangerous. There's a reality where this woman may have cancer and she doesn't know about it. And she doesn't go to see the doctor. Why? Because she believes retards like him. Now, in this instance, he's trying to make him look like he's not pushing any idea and he's just listening. But the truth is it's all a big feedback. This person doesn't know what is good or bad for the body. They don't know any science about it. They're not fucking doctors. And even if they were, we need to look at literature and how a specific thing and a specific quantity of a thing affects the body. If you don't have that, I'm sorry, you don't have data, you have an anecdote. Anecdotes are useful, but they're not data. They're not the truth. They're just what you feel, and that's okay. But to be able to make policy and to make change that will affect millions of people, you better damn know what the fuck you're talking about. I will bring them to court so they give me money. Well, there might be a part of that, right? I get that. But I think that with this, I don't doubt that this person truly thinks that she's having all of this, right? I don't doubt it. But we don't know. Like I said, there's a world where this woman has cancer and she is dying. And right now she's blaming everything on the data center, and she's going to get her stage 4 cancer diagnosis, and she'll be like, oh my God, the data center gave me cancer. And this is this is how retarded. Those people have no capability to diagnose because they don't have the brain for it. Like, well, not only the brain, but the knowledge behind the brain. It's not only a smarts thing, it's also just the humility to see that you're not a doctor. I couldn't diagnose myself if I had a bunch of medical issue. I could try, but whenever I go and see the doctor and I make like 16 tests and they tell me, oh, well, it's that, I'm not going to be, no retard, I saw on medmd.com that it's that. Like, come on.
Walked away from their home here, took out a second mortgage, moved to Somerville County, south of us, to get their daughter away from this.
If you know, has their symptoms kind of gotten better since she's left?
Right.
They went away?
Yep.
Wow.
When we met with the executives at Constellation Energy, the mayor in Glen Rose, and then another commissioner in Somerville County, one commissioner, the noise from the crypto mine actually made him ill when he was at the power plant meeting with the executives. He can't be in this area for more than an hour, and he starts getting sick.
I asked Cheryl if she would be okay with me giving her a device that could record infrasound from her property 24 hours a day over a long period that would be discreetly streaming it to a server that I could log remotely. This would at least allow me to be able to better correlate the timeline of infrasound levels with the timeline of the data center being powered down for maintenance. That way, further legal and legislative action can be based on clear evidence and maybe even provide an operational legal template for other regions with infrasound pollution.
Like, I would be for this, right? Let's say that there's something that truly outputs like constant 60 decibels and like you're not compensated for moving and it's 60 decibel at your house, right? I would say, yeah, go ahead with that way of studying it and trying to sue to get compensation because they're not giving you compensation. Like, for that, I'm in. But right now we have no proof of that. We have no proof that the sound is that high. We have no proof that the sound actually is an issue. Right now we have one person that is making themselves like it's their life work to try to destroy this big fucking building that they hate. I was born here and I'm going to die here, so building I don't like needs to go down.
For many of you watching or listening to me, a whole lot of energy required to host, stream, and play back this video came from right here, the Permian Basin spanning
Yes, 60 decibel at the house, but not inside the server room in the data center. Yeah, like there's no logic there, right? Like I'm not being retarded here. Of course, if the sound is truly that high, just lawsuit. Just lawsuit. And you're going to win, right? You're going to make money. Money, big money, because you're going to be able to either make them stop, which they're going to pay a lot to make sure that they don't stop, or they're going to have to buy your fucking property where you're going to make a fuckload of money because your shithole is not worth as much as what they're going to give you. So, like, can we just... The measurement need to be where the symptoms are. Yes, but right now we have no proof of that. Right now we have zoomed in audio, and a guy that is conscious is not even able to let him play the sound for real.
Spanning from northwest Texas to eastern New Mexico. This area is where over 40% of the oil produced in the entire United States comes from, and it accounts for over 6 million barrels of crude oil per day. And this is also the extraction point for 15% of America's natural gas. And as you would obviously expect, it's an environmental nightmare. The natural gas output is so high that it gets bottlenecked by the pipelines. Because of this, many of the operators resort to flaring, or just burning the fuel at the fracking site. Many operators also just vent the methane directly into the open air. The good news is that this area is pretty empty by design. It has a very low population density. And when you do find some residential areas near the oil fields, they're typically temporary or modular housing units limited to housing oil workers. I am here because it's quite possibly the most infrasonically active place on the continent that isn't associated with a data center. We already know that major pipelines and oil rigs can cause infrasound, but the massive amounts of high-pressure water injection required for fracking has literally turned this geologically...
Okay, let me just make a comment here. It is true that the gas situation in the US, and by gas I say natural gas, is not that great. They have bottleneck in the pipelines. They do burn it down, or I don't think that's legal, but some probably release it into the air. There's more production that than there is export capacity. So there's a lot of loss, and people are paying to get their natural gas out, which is a little insane. But like, this has no binding in this video. The measurement, we need to record a truck and the background microphone noise. That's the feeling for now. Like, that's all we're getting.
An active earthquake epicenter with over 2,000 earthquakes per year. In fact, 8 out of 10 of the strongest earthquakes in the recorded history of the entire state of Texas have happened in the last 6 years in the natural gas regions of the state. So I personally can't think of a better place to get a sample of some man-made infrasound. While I was recording this, a nearby well bore turned on.
Wait. Why would the earthquake mean anything there? Whoa. What the fuck are we talking about? I need to get
associated with a data center. We already know that major pipelines and oil rigs can cause infrasound, but the massive amounts of high-pressure water injection required for fracking has literally turned this geologically sedentary region far from any major fault lines into an active earthquake epicenter with over 2,000 earthquakes per year. In fact, 8 out of 10 of these strong...
You know what? I don't know much about fracking. But I feel like we're being retarded here. Like, I'm just having a feeling like Kim Jong-un exploded nuclear weapon into the fucking ground. And most people didn't feel shit. And you're selling me that fracking is like doing a thing? I don't know. I don't know.
Strongest earthquakes in the recorded...
When I'm saying that we didn't feel a shit, I understand that in Canada it would be ridiculous to feel a shit, but I mean, when it happened, I didn't hear anything about earthquake in Seoul.
History of the entire state of Texas.
It crumbles the ground and make it more sensible to amplify earthquakes. Maybe, yes, that's like if it changes the composition of the ground so that it makes it so that when you have an earthquake, it's bigger. I could agree with that. That could make sense. But or else, if we're talking about like literally the act of breaking the ground, those are like micro earthquake, right? They're not going to... They're not shaking your fucking state. They're shaking the region where it happens.
have happened in the last
And by
6 years
region, I'm
in
saying
natural
like
gas regions of the state.
1
So I personally
kilometer.
can't think of a better place to get a sample of some man-made infrasound. While I was recording this, a nearby well bore turned on.
And by the way, I have no data to say whatever the fuck I'm saying right now, okay? The last part, I don't know. Maybe it's right. Maybe fracking is that bad and I'm retarded. But right now, this is not the point, right? Right now, he added all of that onto it in order to make you feel a certain way about exploitative companies. They wanted to bring fracking into the discussion. They wanted to bring how bad it is for the environment so that you feel bad and you feel the same way for this.
Personally can't think of a better place to get a sample of some man-made infrasound. While I was recording this, a nearby well bore turned on. And then just started playing this creepy song as the drill string went in and out of the well. At least that's what I'm assuming I'm hearing. Unsurprisingly, there's a whole bunch of near infrasonic and infrasonic activity. But the amplitude is comparable to the rest of the stuff in the audio spectrum. I personally expected the Permian Basin to be the winner here, like the loudest infrasound that I had ever recorded, the peak levels that all infrasound polluters would aspire to reach someday. But while the infrasound levels were nowhere close to ideal, they still weren't as bad as they were near the data centers in Memphis or Granbury. The infrasound levels at these two data centers were so much higher.
Okay. Like, yes, I agree with everything you're saying, MB. Like, of course, blasting a thing hard enough will make a micro earthquake. Like, there's no debate there. But here, like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
They still weren't as bad as they were near the data centers in Memphis or Granbury. The infrasound levels at these two data centers were so much higher than the ambient values that it doesn't even make practical sense to use a linear scale like 25,000% higher. It makes much more sense to compare these samples.
Yes, because sound is logarithmic.
Using a logarithmic regression. And when you do that,
Okay.
a really interesting thing happens. The line representing the YouTube viewer retention for this video sinks to 0. I have a better idea. I needed to figure out a way to reproduce the infrasound waves at 25 to 30% of the volume or amplitude near the data centers, and then get people to sit in a room while exposed to it without knowing that infrasound is involved in any way. Now, some of my viewers...
Yes, true, but here I feel like maybe I don't understand the mathematics of it, but my feeling that what he wanted to do there was to, let's say that the way that a sound scale is done like that, right? That's how decibels work. Oop. Right? You have a fucking sound scale, like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Like, I'm not saying that this is how, but like, let's say that it's logarithmic. Like, if you express this again in a logarithmic manner, like logarithmic over fucking logarithmic, like you're becoming like crazy retarded in your statement, right? But hey, I don't know. He didn't go with it, and right now he's saying that he's going to play the sound lower than what it is in reality in the headphones so that people don't know that it's happening. Okay, cool.
I needed to figure out a way to reproduce the infrasound waves at 25 to 30% of the volume or amplitude near the data centers.
That's true, MB. We cannot trust that, yeah, there's nothing standard being done right now, so we cannot fucking trust it because there's no scientific method being done with it. You just have a guy with his microphone and, like, yes, like microphones are not able to pick up sounds on it. That's true. That's so retarded. Oh my god, I didn't think about that. Microphones are not absolute in their sound values, right? So you need to tune a mic in order for it to show the good values at a specific distance of a sound, or else it's not able to. Right now I'm speaking into my mic, and if I were to lower my mic, like, of course, the values of the sound would go down. The number... Yeah, that's so retarded. It's true. It's relative values.
Room while exposed to it without knowing that infrasound is involved in any way. Now, some of my viewers may remember this. Sonic weapon that I created that prevents people from speaking coherently.
I think it was June or...
Elections, damn it, that's hard.
Where... Unless your wallet contains a CIA badge, the only place in the world where you could get away with testing sonic weapons on people is a deeply nerdy synthesizer convention.
To measure infrasound, scientific use, something like a seismometer. The same device used to... Oh, didn't know that. But yeah, like we're so far, like it's clearly
And the coolest
propaganda.
and nerdiest one, in my opinion, is in downtown Los Angeles, organized by the company that makes the most deeply nerdy synthesizers, Buchla. I proposed a very weird idea to the organizers of Buchla and Friends, and after promising to come equipped with a whole lot of liability insurance, they were open-minded and let me rent out a booth in an entire enclosed room where I could have a team pull people in from the convention for a unique experiment, have them agree to some waivers, and then help me get the data I so desperately needed. I had an insulated room with 5 chairs, 5 pairs of headphones, and an oil painting of some owls. I had 5 people per research group, and for every single one of those research groups, I improvised a new story of why the owl painting was known to be haunted.
It comes from early 90s Japan, comes from the late 1970s, late 1980s, when the Soviet Union collapsed in the 40s and 50s after the Second World War, North Dakota.
This not only kept me entertained and socially challenged throughout the weekend, but it also randomized a bias variable in the data. Then I told them that the audio recording that they would be listening to was known to be haunted. I had them sit in this enclosed room while studying the painting and listening to the music for 3 minutes while paying attention to how they felt physically and emotionally. And it was actually really fun and interesting to hear about how the music made them feel and even some insightful or ominous details they noticed in the painting. What the volunteers didn't know
Microphones are not sensible enough in that range. Membrane would have to be... would it? Wait. If a specific wave... You're right. If your hertz of the number of repetition of your fucking wave is lower, it means that your wave is larger. Like centimeters, maybe not, like we don't know the values, but here a small mic would probably have an issue picking up lower frequency sounds because of how wide the fucking thing is. Like in all cases, like fuck this, fuck guessing things. Who cares? We're talking about a guy that didn't talk at all with about his specialized equipment, just going out and making up shit. We have not even talked. Did he say decibels one time? I think he did once, but it wasn't for this. Like it's in no relation to how loud a thing is.
know was that there was a gigantic specialized subwoofer in the room that created infrasound.
Not in an absolute way, that's what I mean.
50% of the sessions, and unless I saw water vibrating in a bottle or something, I often didn't know if the infrasound was on or off myself.
It's not terribly loud in here. Let's turn the infrasound down. Check this out. Just put my DJI gimbal on the ground here and... Jeez, it's kind of scary.
After the sessions, I had them fill out a survey about their experience and then swore them to secrecy for
Yes.
48 hours before.
Let's
explaining
rape
to them that they
people
had
with
lied.
sound.
Everything that I told you is a lie. Yeah, I got this on eBay for $30. The music, there's nothing substantial to that whatsoever. 50% of the people who are participating in this study are being subject to a fraction of the infrasound that's coming out of data centers across the US.
The most important part of the study was a list of feelings or symptoms with a weighted response between
Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me that he's giving the result before actually asking questions.
0 and 10, and most of these symptoms were associated with real-time infrasound exposure symptoms from some older studies. I don't know why, but I feel like it's important that you know that the existence of this video depended on these survey results. There was really no point in making a video about infrasound levels that don't affect anyone. I found that this is the big drawback about funding research through a YouTube channel. Some of the projects I'm involved with aren't
But
really
it's
all that
not
interesting.
research.
You don't really even hear about them. Finding the truth is both expensive and risky. And if you want to see more content like this, consider joining my Patreon. But anyway, fortunately for the entertainment
Oh my god, did I see 11,000 people paying this fucking fraud?
side of this business, the results were notable enough for me to finish the video and sit here and tell you about it. The experiment had over 100 participants, but I disqualified anyone who missed a survey question or someone who seemed suspicious or said that they felt a vibration or where I was privy to whether the infrasound was on or off. So this is clean, double-blind data from 74 subjects. The people exposed to infrasound were 25% more likely to feel a tingling sensation or restless legs. The very few people who experienced any type of pain were in the infrasound group. Infrasound caused a 12% increase in tiredness, a 33% increase in nausea, and an alarming 150% increase in dizziness. That one is huge to me, as vestibular disturbance is an obvious physiological effect of low-frequency pressure waves, but it's also the most common complaint from residents in Granbury, Texas. Interestingly, the infrasound group was 11% less likely to be creeped out and 43% less likely to feel spiritual. One theory of mine is that things like dizziness or eye irritation can distract someone from feeling spiritual or exploring the possibility of some type.
Or maybe you're just showing that your test is so fucking variable that it doesn't mean anything. Holy shit, was it weren't we talking earlier about how you can like feel bad about the infrasound, and right now we're doing the inverse?
To feel spiritual. One theory of mine is that things like dizziness or eye irritation can distract someone from feeling spiritual or exploring the possibility of
Oh, okay. But is he going to show that data? Is he going to show the correlation between feeling dizzy in his little fucking questionnaire and actually answering that you don't feel spiritual?
Extraordinary event. The infrasound also appeared to cause a 20% increase in chills and a 33% increase in irritability or depression.
Aha,
The
you're
infrasound
not.
was 3 times more likely to experience eye irritation, which very much correlates with the famous Ghost in the Machine paper I mentioned in my previous infrasound video. The group also had an 80% increase in lethargy, which is interestingly
A search return, 3-inch membrane diameter to record low-level infrasound. Oh, wow. Turns out that you need specialized equipment. Fucking hell.
pretty drastically different from their 12% increase in tiredness. That could be my mistake, though. I assume that the definition of lethargy might just be a little bit too ambiguous. So I'm casting that from the data, and we'll just stick with the tiredness metric. Team infrasound was 55% more likely to feel anxious.
Wait, did he use lethargy? Am I using this wrong? This means, like, don't want to eat. Like, don't want to fucking do anything. No? Maybe I only use it for, like... with children? Okay, I guess it is the right way to say it. Okay.
Drastically different from their 12% increase in tiredness. That could be my mistake, though. I assume that the definition of lethargy might just be a little bit too ambiguous. So I'm casting that
Yes,
from
it
data,
is.
and we'll just stick with the tiredness.
But okay.
Team infrasound was 55% more likely to feel anxious, 2 times more likely to experience sadness, and the big one, 3 times more likely to experience discomfort. Let's have a quick chat about data. I feel like in my very...
And by the by, like he said over here that he literally didn't do the same story each time to, like, create a bias or some shit. What the fuck are we talking about here? Why wouldn't you want to have the same story, the same environment, everything being, like, perfectly the same, if we're talking about something where we're literally talking about, like, the fucking state of mind of someone? We're talking about how, like, irritable they get. That's retarded.
very unique line of work here. There are 2 different ways to communicate data. There's the YouTuber way.
And we still don't know if that questionnaire was done before or after the little speech about why they're taking this questionnaire.
way, which is useful for breaking down data in an intriguing and entertaining way. And then there's the researcher way, which is useful for interpreting.
And wait, the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's crazy retarded. Like, when he does the little thing somewhere in here where he shows, like, oh my god, look at the vibration, I'm putting the phone down and we can see it vibrate.
Jeez, it's kind of scary.
So you're saying that this kind of vibration, the people did not feel it? Okay. I'm gonna call, like, bullshit on that. And if they did not feel it, maybe their doubt would be up if you, like, tell them afterward, hey, before you complete this questionnaire, I'm doing this to bad data center, okay? I'm doing this to bring down the bad data center.
To communicate data. There's the YouTuber way, which is useful for breaking down data in an intriguing and entertaining way. And then there's the researcher way, which is useful for interpreting or building on research. And this isn't
Now
anything
you've
new,
been
however,
lying.
It's not even a bad thing, because it's generally how the general public learns about science. You scroll through your news feed, you see blah blah is 8 times more likely to blah blah. You click it, and that opens up a little rabbit hole where you learn about things or behaviors that you never knew existed. So admittedly, in the previous segment, you got a heaping dose of data that's optimized for a YouTube video. Now let's look at the data in the exact same way that I'm looking at it, and I'm presenting it to other researchers. So for example, the 33% more likely to experience nausea metric.
Bro, those... Okay.
The viewer may imagine a room with 100 people.
Like, I'm sorry, I feel like
33 of them
we're
experiencing
talking
nausea, which
about
is very much
testing
obvious.
5 people
The average
here.
nausea feeling score from 0 to 10 that each user put in for infrasound is 1.2. For the control group, it's 0.9. That does indeed reflect a 33% increase over the control group, but the numbers are just so low that it doesn't really warrant being prioritized in further research. Another metric that had very low numbers but is worth further research is eye irritation. But this is just yearning for a much larger sample size to verify and figure out what's going on. In my opinion, the only profound metrics here are the spiritual one, with the control group score averaging
bad
4.2,
data,
and
waste
the
time.
infrasound one averaging 2.4. Then dizziness with the
Like,
infrasound.
spirituality, I'm sorry. I'm never going to write anything in spirituality because I'm just not spiritual. So you could literally blow the fuck out of your data if you get 2 dudes in a room that are, like, not at all spiritual, and the other room, they're all, like, average, I guess. Like, this is retarded.
Group averaging a score of 3 and the control group averaging a score of 1.2.
And talking per group is also retarded Because, like I said, 2-person can bust your fucking group.
And by far the most profound metric of all, and if this gets further research, this is the metric that will probably be the focus of it. The average score in the control group for discomfort was 1.2. The average score for discomfort in the infrasound group was 4.8. When reviewing that data, it's hard for
Yep, but here you've yourself... Wait. Did he say D? Like, we're talking about he did this test one time?
and if this gets further research, this is the metric that will probably be the focus of it. The average score in the control group for discomfort was 1.2. The average score for discomfort in the infrasound group was 4.8. When reviewing that data, it's hard for even...
Why doesn't he put plural on that? If you run the thing multiple times, you should say the control groups or the like infrasound groups. Didn't he say that he ran this multiple times?
For even the most skeptical person to come to any other conclusion than the presence of elevated levels of infrasound is likely to lower your quality of life. I could probably spend...
Like, this might be true, and maybe he overdosed like the quantity, but the thing is, it was not bind in any way to what the fuck was happening over there at the data center. Like, we have no proof of that. It's retarded.
The next hour criticizing my own research and rattling off ways that it could be improved, but a sample size of 74 people in a double-blind pilot study is exactly what's needed to get
That's so retarded. What? Let's extract that.
rattling off ways that it could be improved, but a sample size of 74 people in a double-blind pilot study is exactly what's needed to get funding for further research, which...
No? Like, the truth here, if you wanted to be honest, is it depends, right? 72 people, double blind. If we're talking about a rare form of cancer, dude, you're Gucci. You'll get all the funding you want. You are literally the, like, world premiere. If we're talking about, like, there's 1,000 people in the world that have this cancer, and you've got 72% of them, no, not 72%, but 72 of them in a fucking study, you are so based, it's not even funny. But, like, under these circumstances, we're talking about a test that you can literally run at home. Bro, this is chicken shit. Like, anyone with a brain looking at this study would be like, you want to get funding? For what?
which could improve the research conditions, increase the sample size, and test for different frequencies. What this research really needs is something that most research lacks: repeatability. I currently have 3 different ways of capturing it.
He merged all the groups and lost advantage to have multiple groups. Well, wait, you would want to have multiple groups, but the issue here is that he ran all of his groups differently. So there's like no commonality to them. And there's no way to compare. Like, the truth is, 72 people is nowhere near enough people to, like, drown out the, like, all the individuality of each people for the specific tests that he's doing, right? If he would have run 1,000 people in a standard thing that he does the same way each time, and then he would come out with that type of data, then I would be like, you know what, that's 1,000 people, okay? So whatever the fuck I'm talking about right now, it's a little bit hard to dispute. 72 people. Brother. We're talking about one group full of nerds that are atheists, and you've already, like, you put 5 people in there that are atheists and that just don't believe in spirituality. Here you go. Spirituality is fucked. The funding would be to redo everything by real scientists, but nobody will fund that. Yes, that's my point. Like, nobody would fund this because anyone with a brain and with money would look at this and would be like, this is not science. This is a retard.
Infrasound, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. The first is a special measurement microphone that has a flat frequency response that goes down to 9 hertz, but it captures all the way down to 3 hertz. So it's very convenient. It operates just like a microphone, and the only thing it requires is a lot of wind protection. Now, if we want full spectrum infrasonic readings with no fall off, or if we want scientific grade accuracy, or if we want to record below 3 hertz, we need to leave the microphone world and use high-speed vibration detectors. One of these that is relatively affordable and accurate is the Raspberry Shake 3D system, but it does require a whole lot of setup, but it can record indefinitely. The other
Or maybe they found them, so Yours sound nuts. The problem is that those theory work for most
The
people.
microphone, and the only thing it requires is a lot of wind protection. Now, if we want full spectrum infrasonic readings with no fall off, or if
Like the fact that he showed this aside of a train track feels
we
retarded.
want scientific grade accuracy, or if we want to record below 3 hertz, we need to leave the microphone world and use high-speed vibration detectors. One of these that is relatively affordable and accurate is the Raspberry Shake 3D system, but it does require a whole lot of setup, but it can record indefinitely.
Vertical and lateral motion seismograph. Okay. Can we have data? Where are the specs for this? The reason why I'm checking is I feel like this is the biggest bullshit ever. And what we're going to find is that this is to detect earthquakes and that it has no fucking binding on anything else. And it will probably show that if you put this shit aside a fucking train track or aside a road, it will vibrate the fuck out and show whatever the fuck you want it to show. Like this sounds retarded. Like this is okay. But like, what are we talking about here? Like, you know what? This could be used in such bad ways or such good ways.
Definitely. The other is a small vibration sensor and accelerometer that's traditionally used to detect abnormalities and predict safety problems in large lithium batteries. It's tiny, it's portable, it looks cheap, it is expensive. If we want to treat the data from the Raspberry Shaker, the vibration meter, like a playable audio file, we need to convert the data into pascals. I used to excruciatingly do this in Microsoft Excel, but now I've made a Python program that can do this with hundreds of files at a time. I'll put it on my GitHub. The majority of the motivation from this project comes from the literally thousands of messages, emails, and comments that I've received over the years from people seeking help or some form of relief from low-frequency noise like the hum or infrasound. And the ultimate lofty goal is for regulators, legislators, or even architects to start taking the environment.
This is always what they say. I'm just here so that the government does something. Yes, but you're lying.
Environmental effects of sound into consideration when approving or designing a new.
Yes, that's my issue, right? Is that he's going to track everything but what he wants to track. Because right now he's not showing any of how he installed the shit.
Factory or infrastructure component or even a residential building or an office. Prior to this experiment, I feel like we have seen more than enough data to make infrasound monitoring and regulation just as important as air or water quality, especially when you look at the studies pertaining.
Well, isn't it already the case? Like, I'm sorry. In my city, there is a sound regulation because I cannot, at the middle of the night, go mow my fucking lawn. And you're telling me right now, like, so you're telling me that there's no sound regulation anywhere in the US, or that it's not as important, I guess.
It's a very real environmental hazard that has been poorly understood and grossly understudied. And while I suspect that having a universal...
Like, I feel that this is so retarded. Like, you don't even need to have regulation on this for you to be able to get sued, right? So if you live, let's say that in front of my house, there's a data center that pops there, like, poof. And they make so much sound that, like, I puke every time I fucking open my eyes and my daughter develops fucking nuts cancer, okay? So, somehow. So, like, do those people know that it is possible to go to a judge and show, hey, I'm having injury caused by X. I want compensation for those injury, and I want them to stop. And then the judge will be able to see and to grant relief. Like, this is a civil case. You would not even, like, we're not talking criminal case here. In civil court, especially if we're talking in the US, like, we're talking about, at least from what I know, most of the time, it's a jury of your peers that is there, and they would just have to say that it is over 50% probability that a thing is true, and you would be granted whatever the fuck the judge then decides for you. So, here, You're telling me that they're not even able to sue and get a jury of their peers to be like, yeah, I'm 51 on you. Like, this is a non-issue. If it was true, like, let's take whatever the fuck the other retard lady says. Like, if this was true, go make a bank, lady. Sue them to the dirt. You'll get millions. You're in America.
For infrasound might be an overly optimistic goal with a government that can't even enforce their own rules with Elon Musk's methane turbines. It can go a long way in both existing and future.
The issue is that it is hard to prove that the cause is the data center, villages with water or air pollution, where remove cancer in the village that elsewhere. I disagree with that. I mean, they look. Maybe I've been propagandized by a lot of people that seems to know way too much in order for me to be wrong, but there's some Roundup, you know, the pesticide, there's some Roundup lawsuit that have been granted, right? And the scientific backing for this is essentially that Roundup is just a pesticide. It's not causing giga cancer. But hey, it's still been granted. So I feel that in a world where there is a scientific consensus of a thing is not dangerous, and they still win their case, if you have something as audible, right, as visible, as audible, as sound, you should be able to prove it in court. I mean, come on. Like, water pollution and air pollution, that might be hard to prove in the 90s, but we're in a modern world. Everyone has access, if they really want to some kind of way of testing the air or the water, and then trying to, like, make sure to prove their path towards whoever the fuck is causing this. Like, I feel that when we're talking about these kind of case, we're not talking like the pollution cases in the modern day. I feel like what we're seeing is more like this company polluted for fucking years, and as soon as they get sued and people win, they make bankruptcy because what they did was fucked. Like this I feel is more realistic. But they still won their suit, right? They're still going to win their suit. That's my point. My point is that you can argue this in court. You should be able to win if you're not able to prove it in court. And right now, it's not beyond reasonable doubt, right? It's not that. We're not talking about criminal. We're talking civil. Civil, if you have 51% chance that it's true what you're saying, it is, you win. So, like, are we, like, not talking about this? Just wear hearing protection and mask, problem solved. You don't know how fucking retarded this video is. Brother, you don't know how bad this is.
Problematic noise issues caused by data centers and infrastructure that is actively decreasing both the quality of life and health for those with the misfortune of living near them. I've already been in touch with peers to review and formalize this data, if not expand on it. But in the meantime, there are over 3,000 new data centers that are planned or already under construction in the US alone. And right now is the time to have your local community and legislators set a standard for what's acceptable levels of power use, water use, air pollution, and noise and infrasound pollution. If you have a data center being built nearby your residence and the infrasound research in this video scares the shit out of you, now would be a great time to set up something like a Raspberry Shake and start storing a daily log of seismic and infrasonic activity. Because the vast majority of the responses to
does he have, can we check this guy to see if he has shares in this? I have a feeling like this is like like if I go and check these things, will I see his name pop out anywhere? It feels like that costs a lot. God damn. Makes you think.
Complaints
yep,
and
I finally did it,
no
Trust.
Proving whether the infrasound wasn't already present before construction. And even if your legislators have failed you and have no motivation to help your community, you can bet that class action attorneys certainly do. And once again, if you want to help make more research and content.
Okay. You're saying this, but then you're not actually putting it into service. Right? So, if your lawmaker doesn't answer you, then you can sue the fuck out of them. Well, not the lawmaker, but the data center. Okay. Yeah, but everything you said flies in the face of this. If it was true that you could sue them, you wouldn't have to make this video. But, oh, wait, you can sue them. So why are you making this video? Because everything that you're saying is false.
Content like this possible, or join an amazing community, or have access to a pool of music samples and field recordings and a whole bunch more, then my Patreon is for you, and you can join for as little as $1. Thanks for watching. Keep creating. Bye.
This is so retarded. Like, what are... Looked into it, this is indeed the same unverified pseudoscience behind all of the anti-wind turbine hoax as well. If you really believe in what you're claiming here, do the world a favor, go grab some millions you make from this channel and front proper research into the issue. Yep. This is my fucking feeling. This is retarded. Suing with that data is a way to lose. Yes, but the issue is, yes, like, they are all going to be anti-vax retard, right? So, wow, fantastic research. Like, they don't know what fucking research is. Like, whenever you cheapen research to whatever the fuck this is, and this retard is saying that he's doing research. I'm not making this shit up. Like, whenever you cheapen it that much, you're feeding into the vaccine denial, right? You're into anti-vaccine territory. Because if this is research, then vaccine is truly just mRNA vaccine is when you inject random shit into random people and just hope that it cures COVID, but maybe it will kill you because lol. Like, there's no basis on that. Like, he's just making shit up. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Do we have live chat on this? Oh no. Can we look, like, where it's clear that he's being a retard?
The headroom. Okay, so I'm going to delete everything above 20 hertz here, so all audible frequencies. And now we're only left with the infrasound. Now I'm going to interpret the sample rate 4 times faster, and then I'm going to make it even 4 times faster than that. This way all of those infrasonic frequencies will be audible to you.
What decibel is this?
Next up. When looking at data through the lens of research, when reading through hundreds of public reports of types of pollution per capita, you have to consider bias. For example, if you built a oil refinery near the high number of environmentalists living in Berkeley, California, you'd probably have a lot more air quality complaints per 100,000 people than you would if you built one in Oklahoma City, which is famous for its go-kart races. And from a data perspective, that's what makes this particular region of Texas so unique. Being on the Barnett Shale, this
like, look, those low frequencies are what I hear all the time living near LNG pipelines. Like, you're just smoking crack. Like, hearing this turbine spin up. Well, that's not what he says, but hey, we're assuming strong.
Supported by a solid backbone of fossil fuel and energy production, and their voting record is as reliable.
Wireless search
There are
unlock.
currently 174 oil and gas companies with operations in Hood County alone, and I'd imagine that criticizing this industry in one of the local bars might be a good way to get a free tour of one of the local emergency healthcare facilities. Well, it wouldn't be free. So when a whole lot of people in this particular region are complaining about...
Like, we're... More air quality complaints because they don't shower. True! Okay. Like, this is just retarded. It makes things vibrate, things in your body, and cells that don't like to vibrate that way. Maybe the gas is screaming in the tube like it's being on a... Yes! Yes, it's on a roller coaster. You know what? When I think about LNG pipeline, I think about Holocaust, okay? I think about when I take all of my gas from the LNG factory and I go to burn them, okay? So this is why I'm anti-gas, not because of pollution, but because it is the Holocaust. Like, how retarded you can you can make an argument without being a fucking retard about it. Like, you don't like the pipeline. All good. I don't like them as well. I don't want more pipeline. I want us to move away from pollution in general, right? I want us to do more hydro. Hydro is based. But come on. Like, we're so retarded right now. Like,
Lawsuits, corruption, neglect.
like it's insane. The Butlerian Jihad can't wait. We must burst the AI bubble ourselves. We need to organize. It gets super loud at night. Oh yeah, I believe you so much. True, only in my shell. You know what? We need to make a movement. Not in my shell. No more pipeline. Anyway, okay, that's retarded. I'll get the fuck out and I'll clip the shit out of this. But this is beyond retarded. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I can't. I fucking hate it. You know what? Where's the clip channel? I can make the clip channel. What the fuck is this? I fucking hate you, dude. No. Okay, I'll share a clip channel, okay? Ah, shit. Yeah, better be on that one. Yeah, the one that is going to be is that one. Bro! No, not that. Ah, I almost fucked it up. Your channel. Ah! 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 I'm getting fucked right now. Ah! Okay. That's the channel. Cheating at Traddle. True! I don't know, was it the one that I was playing Traddle? I don't even know. I look schizo as fucked. I love it. I love it! Okay. That's all for today. I love you all, guys, okay? I love you all. I love you all. But I need to fuck off and go sleep. Subscribe. True! Everyone subscribe. Alright, I'll fuck off. Bye-bye, okay? Bye-bye. Love you all.